Well, good afternoon, readers. Welcome in. I am Ook, and we are here for another episode of The Chill Pill. It's been a hot minute since I've done one of these, and so I am very excited to have as my guest this past month's Silver Bracket champion last week. It doesn't seem like it was last week. Welcome in, Teep Holtman.
Moin Moin, nice to see you, and thank you very much for doing this.
Of course. It's always a blast to get on players and get a chance to one pick your brain about what you're thinking whenever you're playing the game, but also just as much about being able to uh, really just get to know players that we don't get to see as often. So I know you've been a longtime viewer of the community, but just got started playing this year. So tell me, is always one of my favorite questions to ask. Tell me about your background with Dr. Mario and kind of your experience. Where did you pick up the game, and how long have you been playing?
Yeah, I think you must prepare for some glazing. It's mostly because of you guys. I never played as a kid. I just saw some YouTube video, I think, like of these old versus tournaments, like with where Paki and Heather Ito would win,
Oh, that's
and
a good one.
just found the game beautiful, but never really played. I think like one evening the first time I played it was on Switch Classic or online. Then we got drunk with some friends and we would just start playing Dr. Mario. One of them had some puzzle game background and would just uh, wipe me from the board. But it was quite fun. And then I found the RMC, and I really think that like the commentators that you have, like mostly back then, I was so impressed by Savage.
Hmm.
Like I really thought she was the best video game commentator I ever heard. Like funny without being annoying and like loving the game, having an amazing voice, and just watching like the production value of your ERMC championships is so amazing. And I mean, it's like you have 60 viewers a month or something, like for the big tournaments, like a very small amount of people watching that compared to Tetris or something. And the production value of how the stream looks and sounds and like that was something that just wouldn't let me go. And then I started like playing it on Switch just for the fun. Like then I just played speed runs for basically in every lunch break and in the bathroom breaks, which would take longer than they should. And yeah, and this basically I hoarded like a couple of hundred hours over like 2 years or something. I think I've been subscribed to the RMC for 2.5 years now or something. Yeah, but I mean, I'm from Germany, and Germany is famous for like their pretty medieval towns and their medieval internet connections. So I wouldn't be able to play online just technically. And then we got some better fiber infrastructure, and since the beginning of the year, my internet is good enough that I can stream things reasonably. And this is when I joined. So, like, really, the reason why I play this game is mostly because it's the best game ever made, and because you are putting up such an amazing show.
Well, I appreciate that. And yeah, I think you just named off a whole bunch of people who would be very proud to know that they have had a big influence in bringing in new players. So, you mentioned that you're in Germany. I think that makes five or six European players we've had in the last couple of years. And I think we're starting to see a takeover, at least at the silver bracket level. You've got players like Archer, who is British. Of course, Prey now is in the commentary booth. Is from Scotland. We had Nestonk for a while, I believe, was in Finland. Briefly had a player named Yume who was in Switzerland. So it's becoming a thing. You guys are going to have to start your own, live events eventually.
Maybe we need to. I think like even though Europe is basically the same size as US or a similar size, I think like you're more connected. I think just doing some German tournament, for instance, I think it would be hard to pull the British over. I mean, they have to cross the channel. But I mean, you're right that I'm super envious. Probably the other ones are as well. Watching like everyone, so many people just traveling across the country and coming to uh, uh, all these venues, which is probably far for you. But yeah, maybe we really should. Yeah, we're still a bit split, I think. And there's also other leader. I mean, like, yeah, Turkey is like
It is
always
it is EU,
European and
yes.
not European. No, it
Yeah.
is not EU.
Oh, it's not. No, it's
Um,
NATO. I'm sorry. I'll get it right. It's NATO,
yeah,
but not EU.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, Turkey is always European when we need it to, and not European when we don't need it to. So, like, Europe is very, I don't know, bigot about Turkey. Like, they're Asian or European whenever it fits better. But he's at least close by, and connection to Turkey is quite strong between Germany and Turkey. So I think he should come over and play with us.
Well, I will say when I talked to him a few months back, that first off, he is on the Asian side. I did ask, so he's not into Sundal.
Ah,
So, but he did say that he would love to get an opportunity, but like you said, travel within within even the continent can be difficult. Uh, so I mean that is an issue, but it is funny. Another player who has done at least one tournament. Her name is Phoenix, and she is in the Netherlands. And she had asked me one time if I was
ah.
going to go to, I think it was the Arizona Regional back a year or two ago. And I said, no, that would be like me trying to get to Montenegro. And she's like, I don't even know where that is. I said, I know, that's what I'm getting at. It's so far away. My family will be driving up to Cincinnati for the year end tournament, and it will take us, I think, 14 hours to make that drive. So that's yeah. I understand it would be difficult to get people in from around Europe as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it's yeah. We could make it happen if we were determined enough. I mean, you guys make it happen. So it's probably more of being lazy. I hope yeah, it will materialize. Maybe if the Dr. Mario player density increases a little bit even more.
I'm sure it can happen. The same thing happened with Tetris. They have now a Central European Championship that feeds
Mhm.
into the CTWC. So they even managed to get the winner there a ticket to the what is now an international finals with CTWC. So yeah, it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility. We even had someone in Poland last year who was attempting to get a Dr. Mario tournament together. It ended up falling through, but yeah, these sort of things are part of the option.
Okay, man, that's so sad. Like Poland would be super easy for me.
Yeah, I know. So, like you said, this is your first year streaming. You've been, gosh, Heather and Backy. That was 2019, I believe. So
I,
that's been a long time. But we're glad that you were able to get in and do the streams. Already, you've made a name for yourself with the mustache alone. I don't know if you've gone back and listened to the commentary for your matches, but nobody seems to be able to avoid talking about the mustache, which is it's great.
yeah, yeah. Like if I no, I basically after I play a tournament, I will just listen for the commentary for the next days on repeat just to hear the praise. Yeah, That's like as yeah, I'm a bit narcissistic about that, I guess. I'm always confused. I don't think like my mustache is like that exciting, but I appreciate that people like to act like it is.
Uh, it's
Was
probably,
of course, yeah. Go ahead,
I was
sorry.
going to say, it's probably a little bit cultural. Beards are common enough here, but a good thick mustache is just, it's a lost art in the US. So maybe that's it.
Yeah, maybe maybe it is, maybe it is. Should have seen like Mr. Octagon's mustache, like mine paled in comparison, but Savage tries to make make us forget that it ever existed.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I haven't, gosh, I don't remember if I've seen him with a mustache. It's been a minute. Uh,
It's beautiful.
Savage, of course, getting ready for SGDQ this week. She's on staff with
Right.
them, so that's going to be another major event. Just go ahead and throwing that out there. All right. So tell me about how you have found the whole process. As far as how do you feel about your qualification, your qualifiers so far, and about what you've managed to accomplish here in the 5 tournaments that you've done?
Um,
Or is it 4?
yeah, so what I noticed is I play way, way better in tournaments than outside of them. Like I think two of my level block PBs, even though I really play lots of level blocks, uh, are just from tournaments. I don't know how that works, but I actually play way worse than you see me play, which is very nice. My qualifiers, I think, are more reflective of my skill. Like I'm very consistent, I think. I'm just getting 60, mid 16s and basically nothing else. And every time I play, I just get those. And I think this is quite reflective of my skill. So I'm always just, on calm months that brings me into gold, and in crowded months brings me into silver. And in when I play in bracket, I suddenly play way better than I should be playing. You will see that. Like, I mean, no, I think this time around I also got quite lucky. Um, yeah, but I mean, obviously, I made it in silvers to finals, and both times and won it once. And I mean, in gold, I was swept by Dawn and by Floyd, and I don't feel phased by that at all. I mean, I've seen SB like taking a game of Swong and Influx, I think.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, that would be nice if I could do these things, but yeah, just getting into gold is exciting. And I mean, if you watch the game so much as I do, like you guys become sort of celebrities, and suddenly you play, soccer against Ronaldo or Messi, or I don't know, basketball against LeBron James, or just I don't know, play Dr. Mario against Floyd. These are basically like interchangeable for me, and so it's super exciting to be there, even though I just get slaps in the face left and right. Yeah, but overall, I'm having a great time, and especially as I say, if you just go into a tournament and you outperform yourself almost every time, that just feels really good. Yeah, I mean, for every game, I basically think like I shouldn't play as well. Like I feel sometimes you play and you feel, oh man, that was stolen from me. Why is this so bad? In practice, everything works, but in tournament, why can't I put it together? And but for me, it's just the other way around. In practice, I am terrible, and in tournament, it works out. And no matter if I win or lose, I always think, man, how did you put this together? You should only play in bracket ever.
Maybe you're just gonna have to put commentary on while you're doing your qualifiers and while you're doing your practices. Get yourself into that mindset of,
Maybe.
oh no, it's happening. uh,
Maybe I should.
so you've very graciously described this team as a group of celebrities to you. Do the nerves play into it? Do you get nervous, whenever tournament time comes, or are you as cool as a cucumber over there?
I think I'm I think I'm pretty cool. I get a bit nervous in gold, I must admit, because there's always this. So I don't listen to commentary. I tried this a couple of times. And I just notice it distracts me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my wife, like she watches the bracket and like she comes over and tells me when I lost because I'm super scared that uh like I don't know, Floyd finishes the 6-9 in I don't know, like 5 minutes 40 and I play on for 3 minutes because I don't notice. Uh and this is a tiny bit distracting maybe. But otherwise I'm not nervous, especially because, as I said, like for some reason it works out so well. I guess I would maybe get nervous if I mess up, which I do a lot in practice, but rarely ever in bracket. So if you perform well, you feel comfortable. And so far, I always, like in every tournament, felt very comfortable because I play better than I should be.
Yeah, it's crazy how the nerves for a lot, for months. I think it's probably because I started off 5 straight uh, months of getting swept when I started playing, and it starts. The nerves are just like they ripped me to shreds. So it's good to hear that
Ah,
you're able to be calm and everything, and I'm glad you've got a way to make sure that when it's over, it's over. That's always a tough distraction, and we see a lot of players who are just constantly double checking whenever they get to the last level of the block, and I think it slows people down. So I'm glad you've got something where you can stay focused on your game.
yeah, yeah. I mean, then again, I mean, I love this game so much. It's so much fun. Like everything that happens, I'm just every time I play it having a fantastic time. And maybe if I get better, maybe I start like getting the speedrunner mindset of, oh, I'm robbed, game is mean, I should be better, and I'm just not getting it. But so far, like no matter if I could get good RNG or bad RNG, I just having so much fun just playing the game, not even in bracket, just because this game is so amazing, that it's hard for me to just fall apart there, or like at least with the nerves. Uh, of course, there are better and worse games, but I don't know, just dropping pills is so much fun that yeah, I think I'm not despising the game enough so far to really uh, get upset about it.
Don't ever lose that. Don't ever lose that if you can help it. It
I
just
hope.
it drains your joy. So I'm glad you've got a good feel for it. Do you play any other
Oh,
puzzle games? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I just wanted to ask you, maybe this is not the right place, but where did you start playing Dr. Mario? Are you playing this from a kid's
Um,
age, or?
I I have loaded in the Nintendo that I got when I was 5 years old, the Dr. Mario that I got for
Oh,
Christmas when I was 7 or 8.
nice.
I didn't play a lot of it after a certain point, but mostly because it's not as much fun if you don't have, in my opinion, if you don't have somebody to play against or if you're not
Yeah,
running against time.
yeah, makes sense. And how
So,
did you get into the scene then?
oh, I discovered it uh, just by realizing that I was never going to be good enough to make the Tetris scene. And I wanted to learn a different speed run. And I was like, oh, Dr. Mario, I play that. So I followed it on Twitch. And one day there wasn't just, one or two people watching. There were like 30. And I went, oh, what's going on? And it was the DRMC, the September tournament, September of 2020. So, yep.
Okay, that's quite early, right? When
Yes.
did DRMC Speed start? That was basically a 2020, right?
Right. Speed started in May of 2020. So
Nice.
all of that was, for about 4 months before I found it, and then Savage and Floyd and I all started together in October of 2020. We didn't know each other. This we just happened
Thank
to be the three players who have stuck around who all started that month.
Nice. Thank you much for doing that
Of course.
because I don't know, I wouldn't have known I needed that, and I'm just having such a great time with the thing that you cultivated.
Well, thanks. Yeah, this whole scene has blown up in ways that I don't think any of us would have. Any of us who were there the first year, I don't think anybody really would have seen it coming. And then, of course, joining with the DRMC, because for the first year it was not a DRMC affiliate the way it is now. Joining with the DRMC really brought a whole lot of new blood into the tournaments, and now it's amazing watching month in and month out how many people are just having fun, enjoying this game that a lot of us grew up playing, and a lot of us just have discovered as adults, like you have. It's just a really interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like for how amazing like the scene is and the game is, it's way too small. Like I'm waiting any minute for all the, I don't know, 13 and 14-year-olds picking this up and just sweeping us all out of gold. And then we all play like in bronze split bracket or something where all the 14-year-olds just, I don't know, get the 21 qualifiers and all that. I really feel this is gonna happen, and I'm waiting for it every month. Uh, so I don't know, for how great this game is, how fun it is, and how nice it is to watch, I'm super surprised it isn't bigger yet. But I think it's coming. I can't imagine it any other way.
Well, I mean, we've had Blue Scooty on at a live event.
I know, I saw that.
So I I will say, and not to cast any aspersions on Tetris or its players, but Tetris, and I've talked about this quite a bit. Tetris has a different design when it comes to what you need to play the game. Um, our players, or high level Tetris players, I don't know if you've watched much of them, but they will sit there and talk to their chat the whole time, having full conversations, not having to pause and pay attention to the game. They're just sitting there, just left, right, down, down. Tap, 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 tap. Off they go. And it's because there's only 7 piece types. There's only so many different top lines that you can have. And the only decision you're really making once you've kind of memorized the play style is, when do I need to go ahead and burn? Whereas this game, it's so hard to focus on every single aspect. And I think that's what makes Tetris more attractive to a younger community. I think the amount of critical thinking, constant mental stress that you're under playing Dr. Mario is one of the reasons we don't see that. I could be wrong. And,
Is that is
we've.
that so? I mean, I agree. I don't enjoy Tetris as much. I mean, I like watching it is exhilarating because
Mhm.
it's, I don't know, like I mean, I think like Dr. Mario is beautiful, but Tetris is just high octane. Like, I don't think there's any as input heavy. It's an action game, but by this point, like the
Mhm.
puzzle aspect is there, but hardly anymore at top level. It's just like pure performance, like
Mhm.
watching like athletes run 100 meters in 8 seconds or something. Uh, and that's exciting. Uh, but honestly, when I play Dr. Mario, yeah, you asked me if I play any other puzzle games. I really don't. I mean, I played a bit of Tetris 99 for some time, as probably everybody on the planet did.
Mhm.
But the only play any game I really play is Dr. Mario, and because it's so puzzly, because there's on the high level still like puzzling, like you have to puzzle your way to the top and not just, click the button faster, which is still amazing. But do you really think much in tournament play? Because for me, it's all pattern recognition. Like if
Hmm.
I practice, I try to find new ways to do this. But when I play in bracket, I hardly really think. I think it just I see the board and one spot feels right, and I just slap the pill down there. If I start to think, uh, then I play poorly. I mean, you are like a librarian, right? I
Yeah.
always think about it like there is like in Anna Karenina, this spot where this is Konstantin Levin, like the protagonist, would go out to just get his get his head straight and will mow with the farmers. Like he's a noble, but he will just go and
Hmm.
then take up a scythe and just go mowing. And then Tolstoy describes that like whenever he thinks about what he's doing, he messes up, and whenever he just like gets an empty head and just has the movement in and one after the other just mows and mows and mows, then his rows would be pretty. And I play Dr. Mario the same way. uh, if I start thinking during bracket, like I can guarantee you this is gonna go terrible. I just try to learn and practice, and when I play in bracket, I try to get an empty head and just slap it down wherever it feels right. Because if I try thinking during that, it will probably end poorly. And maybe that's my weakness. Maybe I need to think more, but I really try to get an empty head in bracket.
No, I think you're definitely onto something. Also, I think that's the first Anna Karenina reference that we've heard in a Dr. Mario stream ever, which is wonderful. Uh, I'm glad I've actually read it. But yeah, I think brackets aren't the time for thinking, as you say. We do spend a lot of time in practice. I mean, I played this game pretty much every Monday night for 3 hours on stream. And a lot of that is, that's the time when you go, okay, what am
Yeah,
I doing wrong? If I'm going to stop and think about what I need to focus on, that's the time I'm doing it. Even during qualifiers, I will put on really loud music and force myself to just shut my brain down and like you said, do pattern recognition. I compare this game to chess a whole lot because it's the same thing. You don't see chess players who are reacting to the board in front of them. They're reacting to the patterns that they see and have seen on thousands of boards in the past.
yes. I brought up the same uh this is the same thought to our chess player like at work,
Mm-hmm.
and he got so upset that I compared Dr. Mario to chess. Like that's not the same thing, and he thought I was ridiculous, and I probably was.
Has he watched the
So don't
game?
talk to chess. No, 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 but like thinking that chess is the same thing like a stupid 1990s puzzle game for Nintendo upset him. I mean, I don't say he was right. I just say don't talk to chess players like that.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to continue on because it's the more I learn about chess, the more I see the parallels of looking for patterns, looking for reacting rather than just physically analyzing everything going on. This is why we do these analysis streams. This is why we do so much. This is why this game
Yeah,
is infinitely discussable,
yeah,
because there's so much to look at and to analyze, and so many different ways to look at a single problem. Your way, my way, Floyd's way, Swang's way. They're all different, and I love that about this game.
yes. I'm so looking forward to that because I really start to develop strong opinions about Dr. Mario, and I'm probably wrong about like every single one of them, uh, as strong opinions tend to be. So I'm so excited what you think. Uh,
I will say we've kind of standardized gameplay. It's not fully standardized, and there's certainly still there's lots of variation, lots of room for creativity and adaptation. But there's definitely a sense, especially over the last year or so, And you'll hear it in commentary. If you listen back to like 2020 commentary versus current commentary, you'll hear us talking about things 2, 3, 4 pills before they happen because we see what's being set up. We know how the players are going to play. And I think with that in mind, when we watch your play, it's usually, oh, this is pretty standard. This guy knows what he's doing, and we generally will refer to the fact that we know you're a longtime watcher and a longtime player because we can see kind of the standardized gameplay in what you're doing now. So I think I'm not going to be that surprised by what you do, and I think you're going to be a little disappointed that
Yeah,
there's not too much to change.
yeah. I mean, let's see about that. I mean, I think I haven't like expressed my thoughts to actual players so much. I just like explained to my wife, who doesn't want to hear it. But I mean, that's she made a poor decision like 5 years ago, and now she's has to hear my ramblings about Dr. Mario. But I don't know. I mean, that's we can have a look at that. But like recently, I watched that Inari world record,
Mm.
and I just like my impression was that he would play Dr. Mario like other people play Fruit Ninja. Like he would just have like for every vertical he would have a horizontal, and didn't play. I mean, he did play some combos, but like there was barely any combo play. And like when I watched that, I thought like, wow, like the horizontal play is so fast, and you need to do that more. And like these days, like I don't like combos at all anymore. Like I mean, a cross clear is fine, and maybe just like one drop combo because like you had to stack on top of a horizontal or something. But uh, like if I have to play combos, it's usually because I committed to something stupid and have to clear it up. And I try like whenever I do a combo, I think how could this have been avoided? And I didn't think that way like half a year ago. And maybe I'm completely wrong about this, but this is what like goes on in my head like these days.
Sure, sure. And that's interesting because, it's for one, it's interesting you bring up Inari, who has been on top of the leaderboard for years now. And Inari has never been a part of this community in general. As far as I know, he's not in the Discord, um, and hasn't ever shown an interest in joining us for speed or for verses or anything. That being said, he's clearly a student of the game because when you when you look at some of the categories, there's the RNG manipulation and whatnot. Inari is still on top of that and is one of the few players who even participates in that. So you've definitely got somebody who has focused on this one single aspect of the game and has found a way to do it better than anybody else. And I don't know what to attribute that to. And maybe we're going to get another renaissance of, combos are too slow and it needs to be more rapid fire play. I don't know. But I will say that ever since the last DRMC in particular, back in October or in November, I think we have seen a massive influx in combo heavy play and versus style play. And you're seeing players like Betty, who is just up until Adelito came back, I believe she was the number 2 player in speed for this year. And
Yeah,
that,
I know that.
yeah, it's just where it's the direction things are going now. I think they will shift eventually, and maybe you're going to be the one to lead that. I don't know.
Probably not. No, but nice that you bring up Betty because like I mean, I hardly know her, but I find her funny and like her play is exciting. But whenever I watch her, I'm basically opposed to what she's doing. Like I'm watching it and think like, why is she like? I think she would be way better if she just would, do the Fruit Ninja thing. I mean, obviously she's super successful and it's exciting to watch her play, but like. My idea of Dr. Mario Beauty is, I think, not the same as Archer's or Betty's.
Mm-hmm.
So nice that you bring that up. I mean, it's stupid because I mean I'm a basically a silver player, and Betty is like playing it for forever and is the archetype player for a certain style that she's super successful with. But yeah, that's, I don't know. I don't aspire to go that route currently. I am probably wrong because I play this game for only 2 years and I'm way worse than other people. But that's like the play that I try to cultivate right now. And maybe in 2 months I'll be completely on the other side. So, but as I said, I have strong opinions recently, and they are probably not good.
Do you
But
know
yeah,
who?
that's yeah.
Do you know who the silver champion was the first time we had a year-end major, like an official year-end silver tournament?
Like now that you ask a question like that, I have a suspicion, but no, I don't know.
It was Betty. Yeah, she
Yeah.
she beat me in the first official year-end finals. We did have one at the end of 21, but it was kind of a practice. That was actually John Nash who won it over Don Venier. So
Ah,
silver
I
players,
miss John Nash.
yeah, same. Silver players most definitely have something to bring to the table. Uh, there, there is so much left for us to discover about the game. There is so much left for us to analyze about this game. And as long as there are 12 different ways to do something, we will be arguing back and forth about it. I mean, even medium versus high is not set in stone at this point. So I think you're selling yourself a little short on your ability to make changes in the way the community goes. So I'm very curious how this German efficiency is going to work out, because that may be what we start calling it. This play style of not worrying about combos as much as just dropping pills as fast as possible and getting single clears where you can. It may get named after you. We will see.
I think Pack Eater deserves that. Or like, I mean, I'm not good at it myself yet, but like the play that I aspire to is basically just what I read out Inari's play, like these like lots of horizontals and uh basically like ideally like, I mean that's technically a combo, but like every clear across, something like that. That's basically like the ideal I would like, but I'm still quite terrible at like calculating like drop horizontals. Like I think drop horizontals are something that you would really need to like do in your head. Like I think
Mhm.
Adalito said that he can basically just calculate in his head, like if I take these viruses away or this row, how will the board look after that move? And I can't do that. And this is something that would be necessary for like driving for this style that I would like to play. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm talking now. If we see me play in a couple of minutes, you will see that I'm not playing much like that at all. But this is what I'm trying to uh, achieve. Like I said, that I don't think when I play in bracket, but when I play in practice, I try to do that, and it usually comes out poorly because I'm not like good enough at pattern recognition right now. But this is what I uh, think is beautiful if I see it.
So, whose play would you aspire to most? Who would be the player that?
Yeah, it's
Go ahead.
yeah, it's a cheap one, but I cry tears of joy when I see Atalito play. Like I know he's the best player right now, so it's cheap. Or I know, like just saying, but I know whenever I see Atalito play, I think, yeah, I mean that's obvious. Of course he plays like that. I mean I would play like that in that situation. That's the play that just anybody would go for, and still like I don't. But whenever I see him, just it feels like so natural. And of course he also does like huge combos, but I feel like not as much. At least maybe I'm wrong there, and I just see what I want to see. But like what Adelito does feels so smooth. Like no, I don't like when you don't clear like for like 20 seconds or something. Like, if
Hmm.
Influx is having fun, just, stacking things on top just to for the entire board to just collapse and delete everything. These things, like when he accidentally crashes just and starts laughing. This is something that I try to avoid. I don't like it if you have like 5 pills and nothing clears. And I feel like Adelito is really good at just having this rhythm of bleep, 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 and then maybe for a couple of seconds, nothing, and then again deleting viruses. I don't know. I find that very, very pretty.
I can't argue with any of that. One last question I think I've got, and then maybe we should jump on into your match. Who would you consider a dream matchup? Who in the you talk about you feel like you're playing LeBron James here, or playing Maradona or Messi, but if is there one player in particular you would just love to have a match against?
Ah, ah, that's uh, I think it's like for me, it would be most exciting to play against someone who I shouldn't beat, but maybe I could beat if everything like my opponent is just super unlucky and I'm very lucky. I don't know.
Somebody beatable. Okay, I mean you don't
I
have
mean,
to say me, but it's
eh,
okay. I appreciate the thought.
no, 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 no.
I'm
No.
joking.
I
I'm
mean,
joking.
honestly, yeah, I know. I already had that match, but who I really like and who's way better than I am. But I think like when it happened, like playing against Dawn was really nice. I mean, there was no competition, but I find him super funny. Like he stops by in my stream when I qualify, and I just talking to him is a lot of joy. Like currently, like Lay and uh, Dawn are, I don't know, like my two main people in the community, I think, and they're super funny. And Dawn every stream just teaches me a new recipe of, I don't know, frying things. And
Oh yeah.
so when I played against Dawn, that was already quite close to uh, a dream coming true. That was really nice. I mean, it wasn't even close, but yeah, I don't know. Like Dawn is someone that I really like, and having a rematch, maybe one day after 5 more attempts, taking off a crown because I know he has to answer the phone or something, would be something I would really like to see again.
It's you're in that spot, uh, that 16, 17, 18 that I sat in for so
Yeah,
long, and honestly am just a piece away from being in again. So I I got to tell you, those months where you just find yourself, everything starts going right, and all of a sudden you're winning against players you never thought you'd be able to win against. Those days are coming, especially if you keep at it the way you have been. So yeah, whatever that match is, get ready for it, because you're ready to pop off, and I can't wait to see it happen.
yeah, hopefully. I mean, I think currently like the glass ceiling is Archer. Like I think he's like the dragon every silver player tries to slay. And every month I feel like I know I do a qualifier that's better than Archer's, and I showed him, and then he does his second qualifier and it just obliterates me. So yeah, Archer is this a super exciting player, and I won't admit outside of right now to the entire world. Just seeing him being better every than me every month again and again and again, it's hard to me. So cheers, Archer. You're the best, but I'm coming for you. Like that's one day I will have a better qualifier or just something to show for it.
It's always good to have somebody who is at your level, that you're having to face down every month. I've had various people that I have been kind of in that space with. So honestly, yeah, there you go. Archer's already chatting back about it. Of course, Archer was the only person who's ever beaten you in a silver bracket. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
in my opinion, I really think that having that player to keep an eye on and to hold yourselves up and both be playing better and higher, it really does make a difference. Phoenix, that I was telling you about, the Dutch player, when I was just getting started, she and I were leapfrogging each other in PBs on SRC. And, I mean, I've kept going. She's kind of slowed her play down. But when it comes down to it, that drove me to do better. I've got so many of these other players. Right now Tomahawk is one that I'm keeping an eye on, and I think he's probably got his eye on me the way you
Oh,
do on
right.
Archer. And he's riding my tail when it comes to that. I think I'm actually behind him in the standings right now because he tore through Frank this month. So,
Yeah,
it's
wasn't that what?
yeah.
Ah, what a match, man! That was.
Yeah.
Ah, I had
So,
just watched Frank the entire month. I thought he was so strong, and I was like, all my money on Frank is gonna take it this month. Like he's back and in full
mhm.
swing. And then this Tomahawk match, amazing. Oh, I love this game so much, and these tournaments. Like people like Tomahawk just out of nowhere. Ah,
But you've got players like Tomahawk and Luke and Ibar and to a lesser extent Flindo, just
right.
because he's kind of achieving that next layer. But all of us are just kind of looking at each other, going, "Who's going to make the move? Who's gonna be the next one to jump up?" Betty was in that boat for a long time, and now she's moved up into that next echelon. So yeah,
Right.
I think Archer's already there in that. I don't remember the last time they were in silver. It may have been January. Um, and you're
Yeah.
you're getting to that point too. I think Resumatic is not too far behind. If he's not, uh, the you guys are going to be keeping an eye on each other, and eventually you're going to be kicking some of us out, and you're going to get to the point to where if any one of you drops down to silver, it's just not necessarily an automatic win, but it's going to be a surprise if you don't win.
Yeah. 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 Maybe. It's a bit like I think in our space, I think Slay is someone you
Yep,
forgot to just
you're right. You're absolutely right. Slay is
who
somebody like that.
yeah, and it's a bit sad because like I want to play like the archers and the slays and the rhythmatics, and because we are around the 16 mark, like so often
Hmm.
we end up in gold or in silver and just don't meet each other as reliably. Uh, so yeah, I mean, my face still hurts from like the beating I got from Archer in January, and would like love to see that do that again. I mean, maybe not with all the slapping, but um, yeah, it's just hard because I end up in silver and he is in gold where he belongs. Or yeah, um, it's hard to
Well,
yeah, it's a bit sad that I you don't really get to play like the people that you look at so much sometimes.
Well, let's
Yeah,
take one step back. I mean, you say he's in gold and you've been in silver. This is only your second time in silver, and it's the first time you've been in it that he hasn't.
yeah,
So, or that
that's
Archer
right.
hasn't. So, I mean, you have spent the last two tournaments in the main bracket as well, and
That's right.
I I just want to point that out. You're right there with them. That's definitely not something that,
Right.
again, I think you're selling yourself a little short, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Honestly,
maybe, but yeah.
the whole community shows up. Everybody who still has played in the last year shows up and qualifies well. I'm looking at a 6 seed in the silver bracket. That's just how many really good players we've got. So it's
Yeah.
it's a big community, and we're always seeing really good players start coming up, and we're going to get to a point where it's, qualifying top of the silver bracket, it has the same feel as making top 8 now in the main bracket. It's just the community. If the community keeps growing the way it has, this is going to continue to be and we definitely see a difference between the silver brackets of the past and the silver bracket now. You guys have really raised the level up.
Nice to hear that. Now that I see Sportsy on screen, I'm so excited to see what that becomes, because Sportsy is someone that
Mm-hmm.
I watch, and like his times aren't like that great, but I agree with almost every play that he's doing, and I think just like doing them faster would bring him up to my level so quickly. I'm so excited to see what becomes of Sportsy. Like, he is someone, I know he's just like doing amazing plays slower than he should be, and once like his fingers adapt, and I think that will be a very quick rise.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But that's what I'm saying. All of these players who are sitting in silver bracket are, one tweak away from all of a sudden, they're looking at a 12 seed every month. It's
Yeah.
it's just the way of things. Because I remember being at that same point myself. I remember being at that exact same point myself. So put me in your mindset here. We are looking at the first game of the second round, the semifinals, because it was a smaller silver bracket this month. And you're facing down Sportsy, as you said. He's fresh off of a good win. He's excited because I believe that's only his second win ever. So put me
Right,
where
it
your
is.
head is.
Yeah, okay, so this is not gonna make me sympathetic. I know that I'm the stronger player. Right
Mhm.
now, I watch Sportsy a lot, and I love seeing him play. But I also know that most of my 6 to 9 runs are faster than Sportsy's.
Mhm.
So where I am is, I really expect to just play down a calm game, and if nothing like terrible happens, I should win this. And I feel great because I know, like, every tournament, no matter if I play or not, is just a feast. Like, just I'm looking forward to these 2 Dr. Mario weekends a month, and I am happy and excited, and I am the 1 seed. So
Mhm.
I'm pretty comfortable that I'm going to win this. Yeah, that's a bit cocky maybe, but I am not scared, and one of these months I will be in the same match and just look really, really stupid. But so far, I think I should just, play straight and come out first.
All right. Yeah, I mean that sounds more realistic than cocky. So I mean, you know what your times are. You know what his times are, and if you can't, if you know that if you play your best game, you should win. That's that part of the mental game is something that a lot of us struggle with. So yeah, I would not recommend ditching that feeling. But again, he's a strong player, and you know that, like you say, he's one fix away from all of a sudden being
Yeah.
somebody that you don't know what you're going to do with. So let's see what the pills hold for you.
Yes, let's do that.
I'm waiting for the readies are there, and Dave has already started sending it. So I'm now just waiting. I thought, there it goes. You're playing on Fever on high. Do you put any credence to
Yes.
the idea that there's issues with the music, or do you just not care?
Yes, yes, I do. Like Fever is the better music, and people who play chill are weird. I know I'm on the chill pill, but you guys are weird.
Well, I mean, most of us during the tournament just play with the music off now, just because there's concern that the music can cause glitches with your play.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, extra like double taps and things like that. There's
What?
yeah, check in. It'll be somewhere in the technical discussion. The folks like Exact Same and oh, it starts with the T. I don't remember his name. The folks who read the code will tell you that there is a something or other that having the music will cause the extra flips and the extra taps.
That sounds to me like propaganda to just like, separate me from my beloved Fever. I don't believe any of it.
Wow. Team off propaganda. Who would have thought? Who would have thought such a thing? But you heard it here first, folks. Pullman believes that we have got a team off propaganda going on.
Yeah.
Speaking of, it is it technically pronounced Pullman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're never going to get it with an
Pullman
English
is
speaking.
my name.
You're never going to get that with an English speaking audience. But I just wanted to make sure that I was saying it right when I'm trying to say it right. Uh,
You do it like it's perfect if you try,
yeah.
but every accent is beautiful, and hearing my name with an English accent or any other is much appreciated.
All right. So you've got a second. Let me see if I can go ahead and get the next box pill. So, all right, we are looking at a red blue to start. Where is your instinct right now?
Yeah, as I said, I am conditioning myself I don't know if it's the best idea, but I'm conditioning myself to look at horizontals as much as I
Mm-hmm.
can because I think I should do more of them. And because I try to not think like the two, like this is a double blue in columns 2 and 3,
Mm-hmm.
immediately stare back at me. So I think I'm gonna put it vertically in column 5 and then slap down the double blue in column 4.
Yeah, I
Not sure
like
if I
that.
did that.
I like that play a lot. When it was just a red blue, I thought horizontally in 4 or 5 would have been a good play. But seeing the double blue coming up, I think slapping it down, like you said, vertically in 5 makes the most sense. So let's see what you actually managed to get, and you did set that up with the horizontal coming up. And this is why I tell you that you have you're really working on your standard Dr. Mario. All right, next up is a yellow blue. Oh, you're kind of spoiled for choice here. There's a lot of options. I'm curious where you're thinking.
Yeah, I think again in the center, now that I look at it, I think it's not a good idea, but I think I'm gonna put it in yeah, the yellow in column 5 just to drop it vertically down on the column 4 blue.
Okay.
I'm gonna create a chasm in the center, and I don't think that's good, but I think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So I should put it left or right, and I know if garbage is there, garbage is fine, just have a plain board, but I think I'm gonna create the chasm in the middle.
Um, Other options I see are 1-2, which is pretty vanilla. 7-8 is also pretty vanilla, and then there's the tuck play in 3-4, where you could place
Yeah,
it in between those blues and hope for a double yellow or a couple of yellow reds. But
right.
I don't know if that, like you said, creating that chasm in the middle, I would be afraid that it would take away from the top of your board and cause more drop time in the long run.
Yes.
So It's going to be interesting to see
I
what you
agree.
do.
Yeah. Now that I think of it, like with all the time I have now, I think column one is the preferred play,
Hmm.
but I don't think I'm gonna do it.
There's also the option of putting it on top in 3-4 and hoping that you can pull that double yellow, but I don't love that.
That's okay.
I don't hate it.
No, I love it now that you say it. I'm not gonna do it, but I love the idea. I didn't even see that.
Well, if the column one yellows weren't paired, then I would like it a lot more. But you do
Yeah.
still have a pair in one, so I don't know. We'll just have to see. All right, let's see what comes up. You're gonna go into 1-2, which was what you said was your preferred, but then you get another.
Nice.
You get another blue
I love
yellow.
myself, man.
Good, good, good. Oh man.
I think now, I'm gonna put it in two, right? I don't know if it's the best idea, but I started putting it there, so might as well finish it.
All right, let's see.
I think I'm gonna.
Yep, 2 as well. And then it looks like you're going to go on top with the yellow reds into 5-6, which makes
Yes,
a whole
yes,
lot of sense to me. For one thing, you've only got one
yeah,
red available. Oh gosh, if you didn't have that red garbage or that red half piece in column, what is it, 5? Down towards the bottom, I could even see stacking up 3 red yellows and pulling the 2 reds on the left and the yellow in column 6 all together at once. Trying to do that now would cause drop time because the reds would trigger before the yellow, but it would be a very interesting play, knowing that you've got extra yellow
yeah.
reds coming through.
Good idea, but I no way that I see that.
Oh yeah. I'm not even, like I said, I don't even think it's a good idea now. So let's see. Yeah, you're gonna go on top. Same with the next one. Double yellow there, and yeah, you're just committing to this blue play. And yeah, I think the plays you're committing to make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm also quite happy now that I see it. I don't see another way of doing that, but now I'm in a board that I don't like. It was pretty before, but it, yeah, was on the risk of being hollowed out, and I just hollowed it out. Now I
Right.
have, yeah.
Okay, now without the benefit of seeing what's coming after the double yellow, I'm curious which yellow you're thinking about.
I feel like I should try and make the best of the top of my board. Like ideally, I get a couple of yellow blues, so I would put it on column 8, I think,
Okay.
and just try to shave off like all the blue and yellows that you see on top there. After that, the board is finish again, and I think I just trust in the doctor and yeah,
Okay.
try to work on the top. I think this is what I'm gonna do.
I think 8's a good choice. I think 2 is a good choice. And I think an
Yeah,
underrated choice would be tucking into 6 with the hopes that you get a yellow red and can build a horizontal with that piece that you just dropped. However, you do have those reds have the potential for being paired, so you could even put it horizontally in 6-7 and
yeah,
then take that out, and then you've paired the reds, you've desandwiched, and everything looks great. So yeah, there's so many options, and I think the next pill is going to determine what the best one was. Well, it was a yellow red.
okay, yeah.
Interesting.
Didn't think I'd do that. Yeah, but honestly, like at least what my Dr. Mario ideology tells me is this board is ugly because it's getting so hollowed out in the center.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to just, decapitate it. Just look at Sportsy. I think right now he's ahead of me, and his board looks so much better. At least, yeah, I think it's pretty. So apparently he did a good job there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what I should do is try and like I mean, I can of course do plays on the bottom, but I shouldn't be. Like it's hollow enough as it is.
Mm-hmm. Do you think, since you're playing this on column 2, do you think your next play is going to be in 1-2 or in 2-3?
I think 2-3.
Okay.
I'm not sure honestly, but I mean the stupid thing is if I put it in 1-2, then I have like really this long column of
Yeah.
stuff, and that
You're
will be
very blue
expensive.
dependent at that point.
Yeah.
But it's not like a traffic light, you know, I mean everything is just one pill half
Yeah.
away. So at least there's that, but yeah, I could see the issues with that either way. I think at this point you're just kind of praying for a lot of yellow blues. So let's see
Yeah.
where you go. Yep, undertuck makes sense. Okay, that double yellow I didn't see
Yeah.
and I like it.
Yeah, I also think that was not too bad. I mean, the one blue on top will be expensive, but I mean, I'm gonna have to pay at some point.
But also it
And
could end up not being expensive because you could end up getting getting the blue, the last thing. So I think I wouldn't worry too
yeah,
much about it in your case. All
yeah,
right,
maybe not, but
you've got a yellow blue coming down. I think 6-7 is my favorite play of that.
mi- mine as well.
So hopefully, yeah, past you thought the same thing. There's the double blue. So you're already a little bit out of trouble and you're setting up this horizontal on the bottom of your board. I love that. And yes, that's the right play as well.
I'm so lucky. Just look at that. How many pill combinations could just screw me over?
Mm-hmm.
And like all this stuff could have been so expensive. And now again, just slap it down in the center, gets a horizontal yellow, and I don't know, like this looks like corruption. Like I just hate the doctor or something. Like I didn't play this all that well, and it was so clean in the end.
I will say, I think you should have pushed that last red blue into 1-2 instead of 2-3, just because now you've
Maybe.
got just useless pill halves. But that's a minor concern at this point
Yeah,
in the board, except that all you have left is blue and you don't want to waste it. I'm also hoping you're going to double up these reds on column 8
I will, I think.
instead of using a horizontal. You're set up for a
Yeah,
horizontal now, but I'm hoping you're going to miss it, and I think you will. By miss it, I mean give it a
I also
miss.
think so.
Yeah, okay, there it goes.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, prioritizing the blue makes the most sense. And there's a double. Yeah, that was a
Ah,
really. Oh, another double. That was
yeah, I'm so lucky in this one.
So that was perfect prioritization at the end of your board. All right, let's see if it's see what's
Yeah,
coming down. Okay.
thanks for saying that. But just, I mean, look at the end that there are games where you get just like a minute of red yellows, and I just got exactly what I needed. That
Mm-hmm.
was you don't think of yourself playing unideal if everything goes right, but this was really an example. I didn't even notice I got that lucky when I played it, but now that I watch it, like all these yellows and blues in the end, and just resolving it immediately was very nice.
All right, so we're starting with a double blue, and I had a really cheeky thought, and that was, what if you put it vertically in 6? With the next bill that came up, I don't like that play, but man, oh man, a second double blue if you put it vertically in 6, and suddenly you're down three
Ah,
viruses.
okay, I that took me like 10 seconds to see that. I am not gonna do that. I love it. I mean, I think I don't, but uh, yeah, very nice idea. It didn't even cross my mind.
A double blue dependency is not something you want to create. I'll tell you right now. And it looks like you're going column 2. I think 2 and 4 are equally valid. 2 probably slightly better actually, just because it starts clearing up the edge of the board, which is what you want to do. And I'm curious of your thoughts on this red yellow. I see two plays that I really like, and I don't know
Okay.
which one you're going to aim for.
As I said, like what I'm conditioning myself to do is do as much horizontal as possible.
Okay.
Not because it's necessarily the best play, but just because I think like my brain needs to. And what I see right now is putting it horizontally. I don't know if I'm doing that, but horizontally in 3 and 4 to create a horizontal blue, and then slapping the red yellow in column 6 vertically to take the reds horizontally.
Into 6 or into
This
5?
would
On top of the yellow?
5. Sorry,
Okay.
5. Yeah,
Just
on
making
those. Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
The only other
yeah. No,
option. Oh, go ahead.
no, 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 no. Please.
The only other option I see for that red yellow is tucking it into 1-2 with the hopes that maybe you'll
Mm,
get a double yellow and then slide that in there and you get again a triple. I'm a sucker for a triple. I will take a triple if I see it. But yeah, I think my first instinct is to take it vertically in 5, like you said, and hope for a red blue or preferably a blue yellow followed by a red blue. But that's a whole nother kettle of fish.
yeah.
So let's
Now
see.
that we stare at,
Um,
yeah, let's go ahead.
let's see where you put it. And that's exactly where you're putting it. And you get the double blue.
Nice.
So it's gonna
Yeah,
happen. All right, let's just watch that happen in real time. There it goes. And there's a red blue to follow.
yeah. That's gonna take the reds horizontally.
Mm-hmm. Alternatively, you've got the option to put it into 1-2 as well, just to
I think that's, yeah.
clear your height down.
Yes, I think that would also be the better idea, but I am very weak there. Like, I mean, the setup in the center is it's not very complicated, but it's a more elaborate one. And like, as a grown up, I should probably just, control myself, and it's not going anywhere. Like, you can take that whenever you want, just focus on the top line. But I'm like gonna do that because I have a setup there and it's gonna be resolved right now. I'm a 3-year-old.
One of the benefit, I mean, yes, bringing your top line down is always a good idea, but I think the benefit to taking the reds out is you open up the lower left side of your board. And you really don't have a good
Yeah.
place for, well, you would have a place for red yellows if you took out the blue on top, but being able to access that red yellow pair in 1-2 would be really nice. So I think taking the horizontal makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Watch T's talking about your 3 sets of double blues. He's very right. So there that goes. And look, see, you've got red yellows, and I think you're going to start making those tucks. And you've got the opportunity to take out 4 viruses with 3 pills. That's great. That's exactly what you want to be doing, especially since 2 of those pills are coming up first thing. Oh, but you go right side.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my thought
Hi.
process was into 1-2.
Mine as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I think there's more of that coming up.
Oh yeah, there's definitely more. And but I mean, you do get bailed out a little bit. And all right, so you've started the stack over to take care of the column 8 reds, and I could see the blues being taken out horizontally, and then you're just making magic happen. But we'll just have to see where that's going to go.
Yeah. Honestly, like considering my motoric deficiencies, maybe the tuck in 1-2 would be pretty, but this is how I screw up usually. You don't see me screw up so much in this tournament, but why I'm slow often is because my misplays are quite frequent. I think we hardly see it this tournament, but I do them a lot in practice. So having these tucks and maneuvers often throw me off because I just in 90% of the time I'm doing them fine, but like 10% is enough to just screw me over completely. So maybe I'm even quite happy that I didn't go with them. I saw them, I thought I'd do it, but maybe I did the right thing
Are
because this is just how I lose runs,
are you on a
misdropping.
keyboard or are you on a controller?
No, it's just some Super NES USB controller that I found in the
Gotcha.
cupboard.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm looking at this double blue coming up. I mean, the red yellow, you can go 1-2, you can go 4-5 without any real issues. It's the double blue that follows that I am intrigued by. I'm wondering if your horizontal conditioning is going to
Yeah,
work or if you're going to try to stack it down from the top.
I would be very surprised if I don't take the horizontal.
Okay, good. Because
Like
it's pretty and I
I'm
like it.
forcing myself to do these things. Yeah,
I will admit that with placing the red yellow in 1-2, stacking the blue double on top, you suddenly have the option for a red blue to completely clear
yeah,
out that blue without any drop time, which with a pill that high, it's pretty nice.
yeah.
But horizontals are pretty,
That
so
makes a
let's
lot
see
of
what
sense.
happens.
Yeah. But I said I don't think in these games. I just
Yep,
try to play purely on instinct, and yeah, this is what I've trying to be conditioning myself for a long
sure.
time. I like what you said, but I don't think I even saw it.
Red blue vertically in 7, or do you put it vertically in
Yes.
5? 7? Okay.
No, this horizontal that I can do. I would be super surprised if I didn't go
Sure.
for that.
Vertically in 5 would give you the it would continue that horizontal. Yeah, I think if you got a red
Right.
yellow after that, it would be really handy. But other than that, it's not really necessary. And yeah, you take it that way.
Yeah.
It looks like 1-2. Yep. And then you're just going to continue on with the pattern you've built.
And I think this should be super straightforward now. Like
Yep.
this is diverse, easy. I don't think anything's gonna happen here. Okay, yeah, I mean here the question descent which or horizontal. I think I'm just
Yep.
horizontal because that's what I do these days.
Well, it makes good sense because the reds were paired at the bottom and vertically, so it really didn't, unless you got a double yellow to make the D sandwich very quickly, it wasn't necessary. You could take the horizontal
Yeah,
the horizontal pair, no problem. It's that's one of Packy's hallmarks of Endgame is make sure you've got horizontal and vertical plays, and you wouldn't have had as good of an option for horizontal play with just those yellows. So I think that was the right call.
yeah, okay. But even if it wasn't, like my brain just,
Sure.
has only one track right now and is if there is horizontal, then do it. If it's stupid, still do it. We're gonna see that. I'm gonna do super stupid horizontal later on, which I just do because they're horizontal. I'm looking forward to that.
There's a quad in the middle of this board. I think I remember commenting on that,
Yeah,
and then you didn't end up taking it, and I'm okay with that. I just it hurts to
yeah,
see it not get taken. Okay, so you're gonna go 5-6 on this red blue, and then the number of choices you have for this blue yellow. Oh, there's so many.
yeah. Again, I'm a simple person. I think I'm gonna take the horizontal. Try to take the horizontal in 1 and 2 by putting it vertically in 4.
Okay.
But let's see. Or I mean, I'm not sure.
Yeah. You're right. In 4. Other options are horizontally in 6-7 and
Yes.
tucked into 2-3, which also supports the horizontal. In
Right.
fact,
Maybe I'm gonna do that.
it gives you the option potentially of even making a sweet tea out of it.
You're,
And
you're right.
then you can slap red yellows on top of those blues, which you can do anyway. So like I said, you're spoiled for choice here. There's a lot of good options. So I'm curious to see where you're going to go with it. Yep, that's the play, and
The
then
last
you're
thing
just
that you said.
immediate. Yep.
The last thing that you said Okay, and now I get the double blue and a block for the quad. Yeah. Okay, but that's
Well, let's back it up. So, yes, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, you could have even taken that yellow as a horizontal, but it would have caused so much more drop time. Red,
yeah.
yellow. Okay, here's the thing. You now have a double blue in the next box as well. I think here
Yes.
the play is vertical in 6, horizontal in 5 6, and take the single in 6
Right.
and then the
Like,
quad.
I'm not gonna do it, but would be so nice.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and if it weren't
I'm
for
gonna
that,
put it in 4.
yeah. And if it
Yeah.
weren't for that yellow garbage on top of 3, then you would have another setup for a double blue with the paired
Yeah.
blues in 1/4. But anyway, I do see that. That's the one more efficient play that I could see. But I think you may still get the
Yeah.
second horizontal. Let's see.
Look like two.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 double blues in a row. Like I'm really ruining the doctor's run here. Like he's doing his best, and I'm.
Okay.
But the board stays quite even, which I like. A
Yeah.
bit more of luck than of skill, but I'm quite happy.
And that yellow piece of garbage is just such a stinker on top there.
Yeah,
Oh,
but honestly, for my standards, like one piece of garbage. Okay, in yellow, which is not ideal in this situation, but
yeah.
I think I'm super happy with myself.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, like, that piece of garbage is just, it's going to cause
Yeah,
minor issues based on what it is. And, you can see that, oh, that is a drop, a misdrop, which,
yeah,
it happens. You can see the
yeah, a lot
hesitation.
to myself. Yeah. Yeah, right. I remember. I think this is like my one really bad level in the entire tournament, like of my own making. But I think I'm gonna fail to prioritize yellow here correctly. Here, I know, and that's fine. But I mean, I should like be super keen on doing everything with yellow that I can. And I think I'm just getting blind here. Didn't look so bad so far,
No, not so
but this
far.
is gonna be.
Well, that was just misplayed. And yeah,
Yeah,
it happens. And I don't mind this
yeah.
bridge.
And honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Here I waste yellow because I want to take the horizontal as fast as I can. Yeah. So this, like what you see here is very, very, like here, another 2 yellows wasted. This is very typical of my play. I do this a lot. This is, if I practice or play just for fun, this is how a typical level 8, yeah, an 8, of course it is an 8, looks like for me. I misplay and then I'm super confused and don't know what to do. And you don't see me do that lots in tournaments, but this is usually, yeah, this is why I PB in tournaments, because I don't do these plays in tournaments, but I usually do them a lot. This was a very typical level for me.
Well, I mean, this is what we say about misdrops breeding. If once you make one,
Right.
it really does mess with your mind. And it's a rare player who can just get themselves past that.
Yeah, I'm also like, if I have like a huge block of one color, I'm getting blind. I don't see the structures. Like, if you have like a huge block of blues, then there's probably 1,000 smart ways, and Atalito would see every single one of them, and it just blends in for me. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna get there, but
You will.
like, this is a yellow mess that I made there.
I
Okay, but I
it's
think
a
this
fun.
was like the only really bad. I think it was the only really bad level in this entire tournament for me, I believe.
All right, you got a double blue. You're placing it in the only obvious place to go, and this red structure on top is so problematic.
It
Do,
is, it is, but yeah,
where do your
I've
instincts
become very comfortable.
where do your instincts tell you
Uh,
to go with
I'm
this yellow blue?
I'm gonna put it, I think, in 1-2
Okay.
because I'm just gonna cover up the red with blue, which doesn't matter at all because I have so many reds.
Mm-hmm.
So there would like this is the point at which this becomes a problem. I have no use for blue basically. So having blue garbage, I can just, I don't know, slap any of the other blues that are gonna come before I'm done with all the reds that I could take. Yeah, I've become very comfortable with that. And that's one of my greatest achievements recently. Like I would have hated the garbage that I need to create here, and now I just look at the sport and I'm super comfortable. So much red, just covering up red with garbage doesn't hurt me. It's not very efficient maybe, but I don't mind. Just avoid drop time, shouldn't matter.
All right. Okay. Well, a little different play, but
Oh, didn't expect that. That's stupid now because I should cover red here.
and I mean
Wasn't too bad, but yeah,
you did end up covering red. It was just a different red than the one you thought.
that's true.
Oh,
I don't think
no, I
that
don't
was
think it was
not
either.
intentional.
Um, the double yellows, that structure in the bottom.
Yeah,
When the first double yellow came in, I thought, what would be interesting is setting it horizontally on 2-3, basically building a platform that only a double yellow would fix. But then you've now gotten 3 double yellows, and I was like, oh, I guess that was probably the right play, only because the RNG
yeah,
agreed. But it would get a triple, and you know me and triples.
yes. But honestly, this is one thing that I mean, it looks straight in my face, but I hate it. This is like when Ulysses passes the sirens and they are on the boat and
Mm-hmm.
there's a siren singing and everybody forgets themselves. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
like the yellows on the bottom, they don't matter. There's no yellow on the board. I can waste as many yellows as I want. It doesn't matter. But they're so bunched that I can't stop like being only the sirens, like the yellow sirens down there. I want to do some tuck, something fancy, take the
Mm-hmm.
triple, do some horizontal magic or something, and it doesn't matter. And I hope I won't, yeah, just waste all the yellows, clear the horizontal when it comes. And because I'm very bad at that, like you, now that we have the time, we look at this and prioritization is clear. Yellow doesn't matter, blue matters, maybe
Right.
red. Yeah. In this moment, I shouldn't think of the stupid yellows at the bottom because they can't be a problem if I don't do something super stupid. But
And
yeah, let's see.
and I'll just say, some of that just comes down to the ability to actually, uh, you know, uh, uh, perform the moves, I guess is the only way to say it, and do it quickly and efficiently. That's the only reason it's something that's always in the
Yeah.
top of my mind. Is that something I've focused a lot of time and energy on? Is, like you said,
Okay.
the action game aspects of it. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter, and every second that you're spending trying to tuck everything down is a second that you're not getting the pills that you need on top of the board. So it does make good sense.
Exactly. And yeah, I know that I'm weak there and like I must see more important things. But right now I look at the sport and just the siren call of the bunched up yellows down there is so strong.
Hmm. Of course, they are just sending you double yellows too, so that can be helpful. All right.
Yeah.
I think that was a good
Yeah.
play.
What am I doing there? Like you think so? I don't know. Like there's so much more important stuff. I mean, I'm again getting lucky, and now I get the red
I
blues.
I will have something to say about that double blue though. Let's take a look again. I think I prefer, I mean, you've got basically 3 pairs of double blues.
Yeah.
And I think I preferred going top down with them only because that way the platforms aren't disappearing. But I'm not
Yeah,
sure how to get to
makes
that
sense.
third one without, I don't know. It's the second one's actually the hardest one to get.
But I mean, we're not gonna about talk. Like, I would be super surprised if I don't throw it horizontally in 2, 3
Oh, that's
because
exactly
I'm
what you do.
conditioned that way. Not because it's smart. Yeah,
Oh,
gonna
no.
pause drop time, but yeah, it also makes the board uglier because I make the left empty. But as I say, like, there's no place for thinking in Dr. Mario for me. I just condition myself to do something, and the pattern recognition does the rest.
Of course. Okay. I'm just there's so many interesting things that can happen here. Okay, you're thinking about the fat log.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like the best idea, but I think, yeah, now I get the second fat lock down there.
Mm-hmm.
So again, like, super lucky. I don't plan things like this.
I don't know that it was super lucky as much as it was a good setup. And then, I mean, me personally, I would have already tucked those double blues in, but it would have taken an extra bit of framing, whereas you were able to do it after, yeah, at a different time, and I think that was probably the better move. But you are almost done with this set, and just north of 7 minutes. So
Yeah, that's a pretty good time for me. I paid for the level 7, I think. No, level 8, I think. But
yeah,
still,
yeah, 8 was tough, but
yeah.
can I ask what the
And now
Dr.
maybe
Mario
look
juice?
briefly look.
No, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Now we have a look at Sportsy here, because I mean, okay, Board is not amazing, but I think like everything he does is exactly what I would do. Maybe not exactly, but I love Sportsy playing this game. He's just not moving as fast as he needs to yet, but like his pill placement is so nice. I mean, when did he start playing this?
I don't even
Like
know.
4 months ago, maybe.
I'm sure
Like,
he's
he's
watched.
just started this. Yeah, yeah,
I'm sure he's watched JB quite a bit, but that's about it.
yeah. Probably he did. But I mean, I love watching Sportsy play. Like, must be a bit faster, like in the movement, but everything else is basically, I think, on my level.
Yeah. The question I had was if I could ask what the Dr. Mario juice of choice was.
I believe this was an Ardbeg Ugedal whiskey from 2018, because that whiskey became worse around 2021. I don't know why. And my wife is really good at getting schnapps in the internet, so I have like a battery of like pre-2020 bottles of Ardbeg Ugedal whiskey.
Well, there you go. That's why you win. You know which whiskey to go for.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, like, the Dr. Mario juice thing is something I learned from Dawn. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think he was just full of wine when he won his gold, and combining the useful with the pleasant.
Dawn,
Thanks,
Floyd,
Dawn.
DM Hero are the three I think most famous pre-gamers of the tournaments. Each one of them has, I think, a very specific amount of inebriation that they feel they have to obtain to play at their best.
I need to talk to Floyd. I need to talk to Floyd more.
Well, I think it might just have to do with, again, like you said, turning your brain off. One of the effects of
Yes,
alcohol is that it forces the higher level thinking out of your brain a little bit, and you do start just
yes.
reacting to things. So maybe there's something to that. I'm not paying for a study, but I'd love to see one.
Yeah, I mean, I think like with most things, like if you're just slightly drunk, like not enough, but your performance is usually enhanced if you drink just a little bit. The problem is, of course, if you drink more than that, then like your performance goes downhill quite steeply.
Hmm.
So you shouldn't do that. But I think technically, like you should like at the morning before work just drink exactly the correct amount, just a tiny amount, and you're gonna go better at work. I don't do that because, just keeping going is too tempting, and yeah. But also, I don't know if you've ever been in like outside of the States and then drink something, try to talk in a foreign language. It's amazing, like how much better you get at talking in foreign languages if you've just drunken a little bit. If you have drunk too much, obviously you get terrible at everything. But that's, I don't know, foreign languages and a tiny bit of schnapps it feels unreal. Just having your brain just switching off that top layer of filter of being scared of doing the wrong thing is so useful. And I sound like someone who has a big problem. I noticed just right
You sound German. It's okay. That is one of the
now.
that's one of the stereotypes we have about Germans. So it's okay. No one will think anything differently. At least no one in the States will think anything
Yeah.
differently. We'll all just go, oh, he's just German. It's okay. Yeah, no,
Great, great.
I've only been to Romania and Mexico, and in Mexico, the area we were in wasn't even a primarily Spanish speaking area, so it was a Totonac speaking area, so it's a completely different language
Nice.
where words are much longer.
Okay, okay. Mexico is also so far away. I hardly know anything about it, which is sad.
Yeah, well, definitely a place worth visiting once. All right.
Yeah, but it's just so far away.
I agree. I agree. The flight from Romania, well, even the flight from the Netherlands back to the States was 13 hours. I can't imagine. Oh, adding on the difference
Ro
from yeah.
Romania is a very interesting choice.
Hmm. Wasn't chosen.
Why
I
Romania?
it was a study. I was performing research there
Nice.
in college.
Very nice. Oh, sorry, what did you study?
Youth culture.
Okay, oh wow, that's so interesting.
Hmm.
I mean, everything you t tell me is so interesting. Like also like these uh uh your librarian reading groups with children. Like I would love to hear more about that. Maybe not today, but
Yeah, no, unfortunately, it's just a Dr. Mario stream tonight. But yeah, catch me on one of my streams, and
yeah, that's true.
I will talk. I'll talk your ear off about my kids.
Yeah, you already did at some point, but I need to hear more about
All
it.
right.
Okay, so to get back,
Yeah.
there is no obvious way. So I think I just like the orangutan that I am. I'm just gonna slap it right down to make a horizontal of the two yellows in 3 and 7. I
Ooh.
think I'm going to do that.
See, I would not have
Like
gone for
I
the
hate,
horizontal.
no, I think I shouldn't, but I feel like I'm going to. That's
I
at least what's, yeah.
Yeah, my thought process is just go 3-4, and I'm thinking very simply as
Yeah.
well. 3-4, tuck into 4-5 with the next pill, and then we see what happens. But if you do that, and sorry for the noise, my wife is just coming home from work. Do you think the red blue goes into 2-3, horizontally across 4-5, or what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I believe it's gonna go like 1, 2, or 7, 8,
Okay.
just accepting the garbage. But let's see. Maybe I'm completely wrong about the horizontal as well. I just
Yeah.
feel like,
Well, my thought process is if you're setting up the horizontal, that means you're committing to the horizontal, which means that those yellows are gone. This is that Adelito brain. This is what I learned from him, and that is okay. So the
Yeah.
yellow is gone. So what we if we ignore it, what would be the next place to go? And 2-3 looks good. 4-5 looks good. You just kind of got your choices there. But yeah, I'm curious to see. Let's see where you go.
Maybe I'm not gonna.
Oh, you don't go for it.
I was so sure I would. Okay, but it's for the better. But yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't disagree with that being for the better. All right, 7-8. I think 7-8's better than 2-3. 2-3 was my other
I
thought,
also think so.
and I agree that 7-8's a better choice. And a vertical, okay. And okay, I
Yeah.
I like your choices here. Do you go ahead and continue committing to the right hand side? Do you think? And
I think so. Yeah.
okay. Oh, so there's that. Oh, okay. 5-6. A red yellow. This is really the only piece that didn't have a perfect place, and you found the best one. You get the tuck. Excellent. I like that
Wow,
tuck as
this is
well.
a place for itself. Like I don't think there's like any choices to make really. Okay, there you could go. No, but doesn't mean this
No.
is so easy.
Yeah. Is that what the nod's about?
Yeah, it's just so obvious. And then here, like the
Mhm.
horizontal, it's just a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? I mean, here I'm not even like playing the game; it just plays by itself. Here, that's like one, like, do I undertuck for the red to avoid drop time?
Yep.
That's maybe the one question this entire sequence.
But there's a double red to take that
But
question away.
yeah, wow,
Wow.
that was.
Yeah.
It's unfair to my opponents sometimes, but
But I mean, we talked about standard Dr. Mario, and I think that's why it works that way, because you've learned standard Dr. Mario. That's the way the game is played. That's where you put those pills. Very few decisions you made were not clear and obvious. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love the doctor, and the doctor loves me. That's just beautiful.
Do you think on top of 2-3, tucked into 2-3, or somewhere else?
I think of the tuck, but I guess I'm just probably putting it on top. Let's see. Probably it doesn't matter in the end.
Yeah, I didn't see it initially, but when I thought about the tuck in, I realized that the double blues, if you get a double blue, then all of a sudden you're clearing that out, and then
Right.
you can get those reds. Everything just suddenly goes much better. But we'll see.
Yeah. And given my luck, I'm probably gonna get the double blue eventually.
Yeah.
Okay,
and there's the double blue.
Oh wow, man. This is so unfair sometimes.
And there's the next red yellow. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's a skill play. That one was not just a gimme.
Maybe.
Especially on high speed. No, that's not the easiest play to make. And yes, that's the play.
Wow, I didn't see that right now. Nice, that past Toby saw that.
Okay. I don't disagree with that, especially now that you get this piece. Very nice. Okay.
Oh, and now the horizontal at the bottom also didn't. Okay, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think
can
at this
do it,
point
but-
you've just decided it's fine. You don't need it. You don't need the extra time it's going to take to set it up. You're thinking about the yep.
Yeah. This was weird. I could have had that earlier, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that works
Like-
out.
Wow, and exactly the pieces again. Like
And
like you see the
yeah, look at the time. You're at 2:34.
Yeah, but I mean, you saw my levels, right? I mean, when I
Yeah.
played that, I thought, man, you're amazing. But it was so obvious. It was just exactly what I needed.
And that's okay.
It's, uh,
It's
I
still,
yeah, I know.
when I complain about my RNG, I always say, or I always try to remind myself, it's not just the RNG, it's how you play the pills you get. Like somebody could
Yeah,
get
that's right.
perfect RNG, and if they don't know what they're doing with the pills, it doesn't look as good. So no, I think it's as much owed to your play as it is to the RNG of the board.
Yeah, that's true. It's like some convolution of both.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, yeah, I know how much I mess up, like in practice sometimes, and here it's just nothing to mess up. Like every pill tells you where to go. Okay, but let's continue. Maybe something interesting is going to happen eventually.
Do you think tuck into 6-7, or you want it vertically or horizontally on top?
I believe on top.
Yeah. The only
I
issue I've got with that is you've got horizontal options with the red in 1-2, but if you put this yellow blue on top, then it's blocked off the bottom, and if you put it on the bottom, then you've blocked off the horizontal. I don't like it.
yeah
I don't like it either way.
yeah. I honestly not don't even know what I like right now.
Well, let's see what comes up. You do go for the on top plays, and oh, there's the double red to tease you, but there's another one. So there it goes. There's your
Yeah.
horizontal, and off to the races. Okay, I like that play. Tell me
Okay,
what you
that
were
wasn't
thinking about.
intentional.
Yeah, yeah, I could see from the look on your face. Tell me what you were thinking about doing there.
I see the horizontal blues in the second row,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I wanted to, yeah, I'm not even sure I wanted that. I wanted to put the red in column 5 in order to prepare horizontal there, but yeah, didn't make it. It's not the worst thing. It's
No, no, but I'll tell you what else. Putting it into, what is that, 4-5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-6. If you put that red blue into 5-6, and then put that double blue
mm,
tucked in on top of the blue half of it, then you've got
uh,
that cleared,
very
and now
nice. Yeah.
everything is so much cleaner. But yeah, that's not the world's worst misdrop, and you can see, you're already finding your way out of that. So I don't see an issue here. A little bit of
Yeah.
garbage, not a big deal.
Yeah. But that was what I said about tucks earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I see them, but I have a relatively low success rate with them. So I think for me, where I am at right now is focus on the top and waste a couple of pills. It's better than doing, like for me at least, tucks that you can't even perform. I know that you're the tucking king, but I am just not.
Yeah, it was a hard-earned title. I've I think mine came from a time when my my pill placements weren't as solid. So the only way I could beat anybody is by finding unique plays that nobody else would look for and doing it more quickly.
Yeah.
But it ended up, it burned me so many times. Now it's just part of my play style. But yeah, it's not for everybody for sure, and it's not always the best choice. Okay, I like that play. Yeah, and you see now you're back on. Now you're back on track.
Yeah. I mean, board is still very nice.
Yeah, and I
I'm also proud of myself. Yeah.
I think Don would agree with you about just getting rid of that garbage. Oop, lightning bolt.
Oh
Be-
yeah, nice.
because that was one of the things that after he won his tournament, I had a chat with him, and one of the things that really struck me is the fact that he's willing to just go after his garbage, whereas most players are trying to find things to do with the garbage, make it useful rather than waste it. And he's very much just like, get it out of here. I don't need it and I don't want it. So that's,
Yeah.
it seems to be something that you're thinking of, and it's something I'm giving myself more permission to do myself, because that's my instinct. Let me back that up to that yellow blue.
Yeah. Not sure if I agree with that. I mean, I know what I'm capable of and what I'm not capable of, at least mostly. And I know that I am no Adalito yet.
Oh,
But
well.
honestly, like the thought of like looking down the board, okay, there's garbage, but it doesn't need to be, is something I very much like. But I also know that this is how I lose my runs. I know I can't do it right now, so I try to identify garbage that need to go. And yeah, so like I like that Dawn is doing like a science out of it, but I like the keeps the garbage, do something with it later.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that I am not gonna do it correctly, like with the tux.
The reason I've paused where I have, you just laid a yellow blue onto 6-7. It's the only thing you've done since the mistuck that I think I completely disagree with. I like 4-5 just because you have a double yellow in your next box. And I know the idea of, well,
Right.
yeah, you can get rid of yellow at any point, but I think that's the one time. Other than that, everything's been beautiful. I have, no notes, but that one I'm like, I wonder. But
Yeah, I didn't even see it. Yeah, very nice idea.
oh, and there's a double red, so it would have taken out the, oh, and
Yeah.
then you're gonna get the double yellow anyway. Apparently, I said something in chat or on commentary that got Prey going because he just
I
he
love
just said
that.
OMG ook in the chat of the match, not here.
I'm so glad Prey exists. Like
Oh
he
yeah.
is super funny, and it's a complete opposite of me. Like he gets so angry at the game while I hardly can get angry at the game at all. But I love seeing that. Like him just yelling at the doctor. Like maybe the second best thing to uh, Sergeant Saros, like talking to the doctor like to his wife of 40 years or something. But like these two, we have so many great characters in the community.
Yeah, yeah. Prey is passionate. That's definitely, that's that Scottish passion. Um, that's the last time I'll be doing that. So anyway, double red here. 5 over 8.
Yeah, yeah, I like 5 better.
I,
Not sure that I'm gonna do it, but
I don't like 8 just because then you're looking at 2 columns of yellows just right in a row. Ugh, that
exactly.
that doesn't make me happy at all. And then the blue yellow, I like 2-3 over 6-7, partially for the same reason, but also partially because I want to see those blues come paired up, and possibly
Yeah,
the yellows as well. So
yeah, yeah, I agree.
let's see if
I
past you
feel like
agrees. Oh, it does not.
yeah, yeah. No, no. Let's just go. It's not even so interesting, honestly. Like both are fine.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, but I do see a future where you're not getting double yellows and everything. Maybe you
Yeah.
uncover that yellow in 6, and then you're stuck with 3 columns of yellow. I've been burned by that so many times. Good tuck, good plays, good double, and oh
Oh,
look, here we are.
what do I do there? Why did I do that? Okay, but it's not so good.
Oh, I know what happened in commentary. I did my Gollum voice and broke everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Do you do your Gollum voice by accident
Oh
or
no, no, I 100% meant to do it. It was
okay?
just I was being goofy in chat in the commentary, and everybody lost their minds about it.
Okay, here I'm super unhappy what I did in column 7. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it's not been the friendliest of boards, but yeah, you've created a lot of garbage for yourself. This 9 has not been my favorite, and probably not your favorite either.
I don't know, but this was also an odd choice. I don't think anything forced me very much to do what I did in 7 there. But I mean,
Like that.
again, like in the end, I'm getting so lucky that it does hardly matters.
Yeah, I like the plays you've been making here at the end, in your end game. This is right. Yeah. Now you can prioritize based on whatever else you need. Oh, that's smart. Taking the horizontal at the end was the best thing you could have done. And 633.
633.
Can't complain about
PB is like
that.
a 612, so
I think
really close.
I think I've got you pulled up. Let's
Yeah,
see. It was
and I love.
a 611.
Okay, nice. I love how happy Sportsy is. Like he plays the game and loves everything about it. Like is happy with what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see like so much like of how I self feel like when playing the game, when Sportsy is playing it.
Yeah, I wish I knew Sportsy better. Just based on seeing him play and everything, I wish I knew more about him and had spent more time with him. So that's gonna be
If there only was a podcast format that you could utilize to get to know
well.
it better.
I love getting to chat with people when they are fresh off a win, seeing what they can do, and I think we're not too far from that with Sportsy. So it's coming. It's coming.
I also hope so.
All right, we're gonna skip on to the finals. So let's talk about you and Sarge.
I hang around in Sarge's stream a lot. I mean, only when he's playing Dr. Mario. But whenever I see him play, I was in his practice before the tournament,
Mm-hmm.
and he was super unhappy with how he was doing in practice. Um, yeah. I think yeah. So like like Sarge a lot. As I said, like when you're in his stream, then he will like argue with the doctor all the time, like they were like an old couple or something, which is super funny as I know, like very, very Sargy.
Yeah.
Uh, I yeah,
You two look like you're
I
talking to each other.
sometimes yeah, I sometimes feel like I mean, Sarge knows himself better. I think he lets the RNG get to him
Mm.
a lot, which I find sad because he sometimes seems unhappy if the doctor is mean, and the doctor is gonna be mean. So probably like he just expresses fun differently than I do, but yeah, I would sometimes love to see him happier when playing the game, but like probably he's just, you know, having fun in his own upset way.
Yeah, Doc brings a level, or Sarge brings a level of intensity that
That's true.
he is very
And I think
focused on
uh,
it. Yeah.
yeah. And I think this is his fourth, I think his fourth silver final in a row. Like
Yes.
in like where it was June. So I think it was like March, April, May, and now June,
Oh,
always in the silver final. And it just needs to come together once. And it's
right.
just not happening. I must agree, I probably would also be like a bit upset about that. And especially the way that I'm gonna take the second game, like on the risk of spoiling things, is just upsetting because yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen there. But I'm again just so lucky, and he plays a game that like would beat me like 9 out of 10 times, and it's just not this one. But
Yes.
yeah, let's see.
Sarge is definitely somebody I will be having on this show before the end of the year. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
this was his sixth overall runner-up in Silver Bracket. It's
yeah,
never all come together for him, poor guy. But I say poor guy. He's like I said, he's gonna pull it off. It's just a matter of time.
I agree.
And I do know that he was testing out a keyboard layout this time. So he's only been doing it for less than a
Nice.
month, and I don't think he's going to stick with it. But he decided, you know what, this is the time to try it out, and was actually playing the whole thing on keyboard. Which props to Sarge for trying to pull that off. I was
I
shocked.
love that. I love that. I never did that, but I've been playing on medium in practice a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because I think it's really hard to do, like if you're used to high,
Mm-hmm.
and like just doing something to shake up your game. Just, as I said,
Yep.
because like I hate thinking during bracket play. So what you need to do is just, do something with your brain to be better automatically, and doing things like trying out keyboard or like playing on medium, or I don't know, just try to force yourself to do more horizontals or something is just the way, at least that I improve. Like I'm not gonna get smarter, that's just not gonna happen. So I just need to have more patterns in my brain. And trying keyboard, even though it probably sucks when you start doing it because you're just being worse, just yeah, because you're doing something new, is something that hurts, but I love him trying it.
I will say, doing Super Nintendo does that for me sometimes because of the speed of the game. When I play Super Nintendo,
Yeah,
it forces me to stop thinking and react. And yeah, I use it for the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah, I can see that. You're stronger than me there because Super Nintendo, I just misplay so much that I hate myself after 10 minutes.
It's a very
But yeah,
fast
I
version.
should be stronger than that. Yeah.
Okay, blue red coming down the pipe with a red yellow afterwards. I mean, I'm thinking 1-2 for the red blue, and then
Yes.
what are you thinking on the yellow red? I've got very strong opinion, but I'm curious.
Yeah. So I like everything in myself screams like a vertically innate
Good.
to go
That's
for the
what I.
horizontal.
That's exactly what I'm thinking as well. Hoping for a yellow blue to fill the horizontal and just make your life so much easier.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's see what you do. Oh, and it came too. You thought about it just a second too
No.
long.
Oh
But look at
man.
what happens. It
Looked
all
so
works out.
optimal. Oh, nice. I I love it. Like I don't even need to play the game. It's playing itself.
And there's a double blue. Because why not?
Oh wow. Just make poor decisions and get rewarded for it. Nice.
Yeah. That'll be your
As
T-shirt.
life should be.
Make
Yeah.
make poor decisions, get rewarded. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Will he? No. Okay. There was a tuck option in 2-3, but it's you. You're not going to pull the tuck, and I don't blame you. And there's the vertical.
Yeah.
There's
I
the
mean,
double. Dude, Oh, it's a double blue blitz. You never see those. Wait, do you know what comes at the end of a double blue blitz?
I don't.
It's a blue red.
A blue red. Okay, I mean,
In
basically everything works here, so that's
in
fine.
this is a little more technical stuff. I don't know if it's something you're aware of. In English, at least, blitzes of the same pill always end with the next pill alphabetically, which is why um, double red blitzes end in a
Oh,
red yellow because uh, yellow is next alphabetically. Yeah, the
now I get it.
double yellow blitzes always end in a double blue because it cycles back around. Yellow yellow is the last thing alphabetically, so it goes back around to blue
Yeah.
blue. And for blue blue, the next one is blue red. But if you got yellow red, yellow red, yellow red, the next thing would be a yellow yellow.
Okay, that's really nice. Unfortunately, I don't think in English and in
No, it will
German
not
you have
help in
like
German.
uh, blau, gelb, rot. So yellow is at the end of the alphabet, and it will be between blue and red in German. So unfortunately, I don't have any chance to ever learn this. Man, life is hard.
Well, I mean, you just have to
But
memorize
no,
them instead of going alphabetical because you see double red
I
blitzes
know, I know.
so often. In fact, that was my original name for the precap from last year was the double red blitz. It was just a short news show, and that was what I was going to call it was the double red blitz. Um, which talking about blitzes with somebody who speaks German is an interesting thought. Anyway,
We know our blitzes.
yeah, die Blitzen. Okay. Anyway, people are just now discovering that I took German in college. Let's see where the
Yeah,
pills go.
play. Okay, yeah. Could avoid some drop time there, but I mean, I was so lucky here. Like, I can take that 1 second.
Now, since we're not okay, yeah, I would have placed that red on top, but it's barely an inconvenience at this point. So since we're just watching you destroy this board, I learned in my German class that Du hast einen Vogel was way of saying that you're lucky. Is that actually correct, or is that or Du hast Schwein? Du hast einen Vogel was crazy, wasn't it?
Yes,
Okay, Du hast Schwein.
exactly. Vogel. Yeah,
I
that's
honestly I
correct.
couldn't
Du hast
remember which
Schwein.
farm animal it was.
Yeah, I mean, none of them really make sense, I guess.
Nope, not in
But yeah,
English.
Schwein. Schwein is lucky, and
Vogel is crazy.
Vogel is crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay, so for everybody being confused, like literally that's like you have a bird means you're crazy in German, and you have a pig means you're lucky.
that's why I asked because it just doesn't make sense to me. And also, my textbook is 20 years old. So, all right.
It's still true.
Okay. Yeah, you're going all the way to one with this double red and the double blue. Do you go to two?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I
Yeah,
don't like eight
that's
just because again you're pairing up a pair of yellows over there and it can end badly. So cool, cool. Let's see where things go. Oh, you do go to eight.
yeah. I like what? Okay, yeah, I hate that, but apparently I'm doing that.
Yeah. But I mean, you've got the option for one coming up with the next double blue. So I guess we're just going to see what happens.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
And I hope that I don't do anything stupid. Okay, I hate my decisions there, but I'm getting rewarded for it anyway. Like I looked at all these. Okay, that was a misplay. I looked at all.
Oh,
What? Okay,
yeah, you saw
yeah,
it
that
too,
should have been
right?
horizontal.
Should have been vertical in
Yeah,
in one.
yes,
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad you
but it was
saw the same thing I did.
probably I did. Yeah, I didn't mean to place the previous pill So I was probably just thrown off by myself. I was just surprised what I did, and then I have like a couple of pills where I can't think like straight.
Yeah, hold just a moment, please.
Like you, and I'm gonna fetch another beer. We're back.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, don't you mind. I just went to the fridge and got another beer, so everyone is happy.
All right. Yeah, I saw that same play and I thought, oh, but yeah, as long as you're seeing the same thing, I think that makes sense. And now
Yeah.
it's just garbage to be
Yeah.
taken care of. A little more to do with blue. Ooh, the horizontal. Don't think I love it. I don't think you love it at this point either, but
No, wait, can you go back there?
absolutely.
Because that,
Yeah, this one.
because, wait, please update. Yes, exactly. Because this is a perfect example of me conditioning, like
Mm-hmm.
going wrong. That's, I think even while I played it, I hated it.
Mm.
But my brain was just, there is the triple and it's horizontal, so you better go for it because that's what you try to teach yourself. It doesn't make any sense, but this is pure pattern recognition, pure conditioning.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. It's the backside of doing it that way.
you're definitely going through something that is widely known in the community when it comes to uh, I always talk about it as when people first learn horizontals, that's all they see. And
Exactly.
yeah, whenever whenever you learn the word for frog, everything is a frog. And when you find horizontals, everything becomes a horizontal. And that's just the way of things. And yeah, it's that is well documented. Like we have seen this from players. Almost everyone in the community has gone through this as a phase. Some will argue that Swang never left that phase, but that's a whole nother kettle of fish. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
you're
honestly,
you're gonna
yeah,
pay for it.
yeah, I do, but I'm still honestly happy that it's the way it is. Like I'm
Yeah.
actively trying to condition myself,
Hmm.
and it's like I not because it's the best way to do it, but because that's a deficiency that I used to have. I'm not as good as horizontals that I'd like to be, and now I just do it, and I see it, even though it's bad. Like there will be a time where I will just readjust myself to not
Hmm.
take stupid horizontals, but this time is not right now. Right
Yeah.
now it is see horizontals and do it in order to like have the patterns in your brain. So like from a pedagogical
Pedagogical. Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah. Yeah.
pedagogical, I can't pronounce it.
Educational.
Point of view, I'm happy. Educational, yeah, I'm happy that I'm going for it. It's a stupid decision, but it's the one that I try to teach myself right now.
Yep.
I'm gonna unlearn it eventually, but right now, I trained to take that triple horizontal. I'm gonna take it. It's the wrong one, but I'm still happy.
That is 100% the way it goes with every player. And like you said, you're going to get to a point where you go, okay, I don't need to take these anymore because I'm finding when's the right time to do it. But you're never going to find that unless you
Yes.
start doing it more. I'm just on the backside, I think, of doing that with L's and cross clears. Like I was for a
Yeah.
long time doing too many of them. Now I think I've narrowed it down to the right number, but yeah, it's something we all condition
Yeah.
ourselves, and horizontals is usually a big one. So okay, cool. So yeah, the aftermath is fun to watch too. I think that's a laugh on your. I think you're just laughing at the whole situation. I love it.
Yeah. As I say, I love this game, and like there was a thing that happened, and I love when things happen in this game. I don't know, I just can't help myself, but being happy about this game,
Yeah.
even if it's on my own cost.
No, I definitely understand what you mean now about just playing cool. That is definitely your style. I agree. You are as relaxed as anybody, and that's refreshing to see because a lot of us do take this way too seriously. Uh,
But then again, you saw how lucky I am, and like if everything goes your way, like had I just had bad run after bad run and the world is cruel to me, then I might have not been so cool. But if you just, make poor decisions, get rewarded for it, like what else are you gonna do than be happy?
yeah, I thought for a second there you were gonna go for the fat log on those blues. Oh, this is when
Ah,
Sarge's
I
this
didn't.
is when Sarge's board fell apart.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So you do end up finishing this
Okay.
out, but it doesn't end up mattering.
Yeah.
And we're still a little
Yeah.
fuzzy on the rules.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so sorry because this distracts you so much if something happens like that. Or Sarah's,
Yeah.
like if you can't, like you play the game and you can't trust the game, it could just glitch out anytime. I think I couldn't really handle that. And how great he plays after that, it's quite impressive given the circumstances.
Yeah. It was and you can see me in the chat. Well, the stream can't, but I was in the chat just saying, just reset your thing and start back at 9 and keep going because that's what we train our players
Yeah.
for is, if you've got an error that you can reset from, to just start back at the same level. And yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
tossed the towel.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, this run by me is not very interesting because I'm just, again, super lucky and like I just play it down from top to bottom.
We can skip on if you'd like, or we can keep finish the watch.
But just again see that like the red yellows exactly at the right time. Like if I could order the pills, I wouldn't do anything differently.
Yeah, this is definitely as good as it can get. You're in living a charmed life, as others would say.
it, it doesn't matter, but it's a bit disgusting.
All right, one, two, just two punishment pills too. You can't
Yeah,
beat that.
like look at my face, like
Mm-hmm.
even myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
didn't
at
go
that
for the
moment, I know
horizontal.
how ridiculous this is. Yeah, that's uncommon, I guess. Yeah, right. That would be quite obvious.
Oh, look at all
Okay, I
those
mean,
yellows just waiting to be taken together.
yeah. Let's see. What am I doing there? I mean, not that it matters. No, that makes quite a lot of sense if I get horizontal there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're setting up the
Okay, yeah, I
horizontal
think
differently.
okay, that was the
There it
wrong
is.
way
There's.
around.
Oh
No, it wasn't.
no. Okay, that actually works. Yeah. Rather than take a longer
Yeah,
horizontal, you ended up taking a T clear, and I really like that. I
yeah.
just didn't see it.
And again, just a second ago, like my entire top was red. Like the game could just screw me over immediately, but not giving me any red. But of course it doesn't. Like the pills come exactly like that. And it's so weird that sometimes you are a very sinful and just let your board degenerate and you don't even notice because you're so lucky. And while I play, I don't notice. Like it feels like I deserve like that amazing time. But yeah, look at that
Yep.
at the two. Okay, I mean they're I'm even laughing and nodding because I know how ridiculous this is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like a perfect example here in this tournament at least.
Wow.
How yeah, I think that was the second best run I ever did in
Yeah,
A211. I
I
think
think
my
your PB is a 741 if I'm not mistaken. It's a sub
no,
eight.
that's the 741 is gonna come up here.
Oh,
So I think at that point it was 746. So 749 was my second best run, and the 741 is gonna come up in game two, like in the official game two.
wow.
That's like my best and my second best run is in this final against Sarge, with the first one doesn't mattering. But I don't know, it was an unreal evening for me. Just that's so it's very nice that I'm here and watching these matches because I look way better than I actually play.
Yeah. Okay. So you call for the run back. So we get more Dr. Mario.
Yeah, I mean that's what I really hope that the community grows a little bit more, because the one thing that I find sad is how short the silvers are. Like usually
Yeah.
when the silver's over, I'm ready for 3 more hours, and it's just not happening.
Yeah. Some months we have more, but also since
Yeah,
we're running the whole thing on one day, we end up doing, doubling up and everything like that. So in an attempt to shorten it, because otherwise we end up with, a 5 hour stream and we don't want that.
yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. That's another question actually. Like you and Savage and especially Dave, like every month there are 2 weekends filled by Dr. Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's happening all the time. You're so dedicated. How does it even happen? Like, how isn't like doesn't have Dave have to go to, I don't know, a wedding or something? Like he's just feels so professional, and I know it's just a bunch of people liking the game putting this together like every like 2 or 4 weekends.
It can be a lot. Um, we've been hoping to
Yeah.
find somebody who can do more restreaming. Larva has done it in the past. If my internet were a little stronger, I would probably be doing it. But at this point, I'm the backup for commentary, lead. So
Yeah.
it's, we just, we take off if we need to. But for the most part, it's just Dave is the backbone. That's what it comes down to. And I don't think this happens without him.
Yeah. Okay, it's quite unreal. Like it feels so obvious. And I mean, of course, TMC is happening every month, but it's quite insane because I mean, I know my schedule. I had like 2 months I had to drop out, and
Mm-hmm.
Dave just never drops out.
Yeah.
I mean, with restreaming, I mean.
But if you'd ever met Dave
Okay.
in real life, you would know, like, that's just his personality. I had to pretty much hog time to stop him from helping out one live tournament when we weren't needed. He can always find something that needs fixing. Okay.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead.
Red blue is obvious. Red yellow. Oh, you could set up for the horizontal by going 6-7, but I think the better move is either going
No.
4-5, 5-6, or 7-8.
Okay, I hope I'm not so delusional that I'm gonna take this horizontal. No, I hope it's 7-8.
Well, if there's a double red after the red yellow, then going for that's not a problem because then you get a yellow blue and it's done. But
yeah,
let's see. There is the double red. Oh, but it's a double red blitz.
Didn't. Yeah,
And there's
I misplay, but doesn't matter.
Yeah, misplaying in the middle of a blitz isn't as critical because it doesn't
Yeah.
end up burning you as hard. That was a big combo.
Yeah. Okay, board is pretty ugly because of this U shape, but I can't remember, but I think I won't pay for it because I mean, why would I? Okay, another misdrop.
Yeah, but it doesn't really. It's not a misdrop that is gonna hurt too much.
Oh yeah, look at this. I hate this so much. Can you please play that back?
Absolutely.
Just for the for the kids to be better.
Okay.
Now, like, look, the double red. My entire top line is red, and I get out of jail for free card by uncovering the blue.
Mm-hmm.
And what does Pullman do? There's a horizontal down there. Take the horizontal and like pay years of drop time for it. That's so stupid. Like, the doctor tries his best to save me, and I'm just not gonna take it because I'm conditioned to take every horizontal that I see.
Yeah. It's I wouldn't be as harsh a critic of the play as you are, but yeah, I don't think it is ideal. But
I mean, the horizontal even, I mean, there was a double vertical as well, so it's not even like that I gain anything from it.
yeah, but that's okay.
Okay, and there.
All right. Oh, I love that under clear note. When you notice that you could do that, there's the blue going out of your way. Now you've got double horizontal opportunities on the bottom, but you're going to end up taking them vertically because it's just a better option. In fact, that's going to take them both. And
Yeah, again.
you're out.
Oh, not that I look this tournament back. Okay, of course I get it. I think like the doctor should be sitting here as the winner of the silver tournament. Like, I doesn't feel like I did much here.
Okay. What on earth are you going to do with those yellows? Because at this point, it's just yellow is a problem. Because you don't have access to it.
Yeah.
But you're using it for good garbage. I like that play. That was the right one.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, only thing I need to do here is like place the yellow garbage in a way that I can use both yellow reds and yellow blues.
Mm-hmm.
So as I do here, like every pill has its use.
Yeah. That is an
So yeah,
underappreciated aspect of this game. Okay, yes, that is what I think you should do. You had to think long and hard about that one. There we go. That's the way you want to do it.
let's lots of red. Bunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
The red pain is real.
I mean, there's double.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not even like as lucky as I been through the tournament here, but lucky enough. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
not much of a punishment.
and I like that play to just clear out the middle of that 3 top line reds because otherwise you're really looking at some pain. So, and it just really, you take 1 set of drop time instead of like 5 sets of drop time, and I like that plan. All right, nice and clear top line to start. You do go for the tuck play, but then what do you do with the yellow after that? Ooh, I thought you were going to go for the horizontal for a second, and I was like, no, don't do it.
Oh,
on the blue.
yeah. Honestly, I was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Honestly, like right now, I think I would have gone for it. I mean, I see how stupid it is, but I know it's itching me to do it. Hey, but again, I don't know. I didn't even notice back then, but I'm so depraved of yellow on the top.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't matter because I'm just getting everything that I need. Remember correctly from commentary, like Trey was also at some point noticing that how stupid it is that I get everything that I need.
Well, you know, if it works.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's not like we pick the RNG ourselves. You know, the
no, I know, but I've seen so many Floyd plays. I think like Floyd might be like the number one player that the Doctor hates.
yeah, Floyd would
Uh,
agree with that.
yeah,
His
I think I'm just the anti Floyd.
his multiple championships would disagree with that, but Floyd would agree with you. Yeah,
Yeah,
good adjustment.
but I think like, have you seen his qualifiers recently? Like, I think he gets those championships because of him being Floyd and not because of Doctor cooperating.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think he has like have had like mid to low 18s like 3 months in a row or something. Probably lying, but his qualifiers have been insane.
He's just a good player. And once he added combo play, like heavier combo play into his play style, it has really made some changes. His very top down
Yeah.
play style, uh, I mean, it was solid. He was winning with that, but I feel like ever since he really started picking up the combos, it has added to it. Now let me back up. Take a look at these blue yellows. Get a little further down the board right here. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Oh, actually no. Yeah, the play I like for that is 3-4,
Yeah.
and
Okay, makes sense.
I wouldn't like it if you couldn't access the top of the blue, uh, just because they're only two apart instead of three. But yeah, with them two apart and the blue on top, I like that. Uh, but that's my minimizing garbage. That's another mindset that I have that may or may not be the best.
Yeah, I mean, I see the yellow below, yeah, below in column two,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted the horizontal there, but wasn't smart enough to properly set up for it. So it ended up being garbage. But I exactly see what like
Yeah,
my orangutan brain like was seeing there.
those in between plays are something that once I learned them, I didn't really forget them. So that's been something that I try to notice them mostly. I think because I don't think most other people do. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm just misthinking. I don't know. All right. Yep. And now everything's just coming up nice. Oh, that double red is exactly. This board becomes a real pain without that. Becomes a real pain without
Yeah,
that. You're even getting the right pills where you could stack up and take that yellow horizontally. I love
yeah.
it. Past you is nodding his head at that fact. Uh, but here's the double, so it all works out.
What do I do here? Okay, just I like that. Probably there was probably some smart way to do it, but
No, no,
why bother?
this is all pretty standard.
Yeah, I mean there could have been a horizontal with the reds, but I wouldn't like it would have saved one pill or something.
Yeah.
842 is still quite good, and notice like the next game, such even though 842 is really good for my standards, such would beat that in the next game.
Mm.
But in the next game, I'm just gonna get so lucky that that doesn't help, and such deserves better than that. But yeah, I'm a lucky bastard, and the next game will be the best example of that. Of course, while you play, you don't notice. Like, well, you play, you
No,
think
no.
you're just amazing, and like you get what you deserve, even if you don't deserve
Oh, I mean, we all deserve some Schwein once in a while.
it.
All right, here we
Yeah,
go. Blue, red, two, three options that I
maybe.
can
Yeah,
see. I don't dislike
we
this
could
one.
also look at Sarge. Could also look at Sarge because this level by Sarge is gonna be amazing. I
Oh
pushed that
yeah,
back.
it's a good looking board for Sarge.
Yeah, and he's gonna do the best, makes the best out of it, I think. But okay, yeah, maybe let's just go ahead. I think we've been here almost for 3 hours. I'm very
Yeah,
sorry. It's only four games.
yeah. I'm closing down myself. Um, the only thing about this double red that I want to say is that I think choosing four is my least favorite option, just because all the blues that are surrounding it, uh, they're going to be very difficult to take if you don't have a red blue option. Past that, there's not much to say about the double red, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah, right here you start taking care of the red with the blues, and I think that is the right choice. There
yeah.
we go.
I I really like my play here. I mean, yellow is the only problem, and all I need to do is just ignore it.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah, like what I learned is just, at least for me, being smart with garbage is not a good idea. Like for me, it's just put them somewhere where it can dissolve it quickly. Oh wow,
That is it.
like
That is the
past
play. That is
yeah,
exactly what you want.
yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Their past Pullman is smarter than present Pullman. I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, that is beautiful. I saw it as you when you set the red yellow on top of the double blues. I was like, he's going for it. He's 100% going for it. And yeah, that's the sort of plays that Adelito, Dimwit, other past champions. This is the sort of plays they make. So I'm here for it. I wanted to bring attention to it because it's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. And as I said, I just didn't see it there. So good that not me is playing this, but past Pullman.
Yeah. Okay, good. I was gonna say I would like to see you get that blue out of the way. It doesn't end up mattering, but just because it could have been very bad. Oh, I think I know you were trying to.
Okay,
Yeah, I can back it up. I think I know what you were trying to
yeah,
do, and you tell me, and I'll see if it was what I was guessing.
yeah, I want to like tuck it into
Mm-hmm.
6, but I'm not Ook, so I screw it up, which is not bad. And this is just one wasted red.
Yeah, and if you'd flipped it upside down, gotten it yellow up by the time it landed, you would have been set for a horizontal. And like you said, then all your wasting's one red.
Yeah.
So it ended up going that
Okay, but
way,
I
but
can't
yeah.
I can't be that lucky that even my screw ups work out. I was lucky enough already. Okay, and this is also pretty.
Yeah. But you're right. Sarge really put his foot in it as well. There he goes. He's
Yeah,
out at a 153. You're going to be out at like a 157. Yeah.
yeah. I was quite happy with my play, but Sarge like bet me to it.
Yeah. Um, yeah. The only other option here is 3-4, and I think going top of the board just makes more sense. So,
Yeah, I agree.
and I mean,
But
you get
again,
the short, oh, just practically a short stack.
that. Oh yeah, and the unnecessary horizontal that.
I wouldn't call it unnecessary. It just got too complicated. You literally wasted one pill.
I really I can't count that far.
Well, it was just the double yellow, and it ended up
Okay.
working out. So no,
Right.
nothing really bad
Yeah.
about that. All right, there's that. Interesting. Okay, I thought you were going to go for the horizontal like completely, and I would have disagreed with that. But great cross clear there. That was a really good heads up play. Because I don't think you set it up that way on purpose. If I'm not mistaken.
No, I also don't think.
But
Wow, this is not so pretty. This could be really bad with red yellows. But of course, I'm not gonna get red yellows because why would I?
mm,
That wouldn't be the perfect set of pills, so that's not gonna happen.
nicht so schlecht, nicht so schlecht.
Nicht
Oh,
so schlecht. Oh,
beautiful,
look at that.
beautiful double red.
Oh, oh man. I need to get punished like in something in my life for just getting that red. That was with an arbitrary set of pills that would be like 15 seconds wasted, but like that, it's not even one.
Mm, mm, mm. I like this double blue setup, and I hope that you follow it with the blue yellow on top of 6-7, just because you're opening up more red. That's the thing you don't
Yeah,
have access to, and I think that's the right play.
yeah. And even though I get so lucky, like Sarge is right on my heels. I didn't pay attention. Oh, did you see that? Like, even if I had gone for this stupid horizontal setup, I got the perfect pill with a double yellow there. I could have
Yeah.
even set up an idiot horizontal, and I still would have been punished for it.
Oh, okay. Yep. There you go. I was hoping you saw that
Yeah,
that yellow
yeah,
placement. That's not a natural position, and I think it's one of those that even people who are learning horizontals, it's like one of the last things that you learn. So I'm glad you found it that way. It could have been much worse. Excellent. I mean,
yeah,
you
yeah.
found the right play, is what I'm trying to say.
But then again, like the red top line
No,
could just punish me so bad.
you're gonna
But
do it. You're gonna do it. There it goes.
yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's just like one garbage that I can clear immediately because of course I'm gonna get the double yellow to deal with the fallout.
Wow.
Of course, not getting perfect pill within two pills would be unfair to me.
Yeah. It's just snapping right down. There we go.
Yeah,
And you're desperate to not waste those yellows. And now, okay,
yeah,
here comes the ability to do that. Oh, yep.
yeah. I probably could do this better.
Nope.
Like I could wait for more blues,
Oh, yeah, but
but overall I'm happy.
and this double yellow reduces your drop time, and now it's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're credit to me. Like I don't think that was obvious. I mean, I was lucky, but I also like made the best of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And this And this level is going to be a bit more interesting than the other ones because I'm going for a very stupid, complicated combo that doesn't make sense, which
Can't wait.
basically goes against my philosophy. But yeah, let's see.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah, there was like one horizontal that I didn't see. I think Savage saw it and thought I'd do it. And
On
now I
the
brought myself, like, do you see like in the center all the blue there?
yeah.
And as I told you earlier, I'm really bad if you have this cluster of things to understand the structure of it. I just see like a blue blur, and I see that there is some amazing combo somewhere, and I can't see it. And now I'm just setting up random stuff that
Hmm.
which will look pretty funny in the end, but I have no idea what I'm doing there. Like this could just lead to catastrophe, honestly, because I have no idea what I'm doing there. I see the quad in row 5,
Hmm.
and I really want that quad and try to do anything. And honestly, like this is not architecture. This is just I don't know, just throwing cement like on a pile and hoping that it's gonna be a combo in the end.
Do you see the play that would work?
I'm No, I don't see it yet, even
Uh,
now.
Flip. What you do is flip it into 3/4, and that way,
Three,
when the
four,
yellow's
okay.
clear,
Yeah,
they will drop down,
yeah,
and that'll make a T.
yeah. Right,
Then you set the next
right.
one to the right, the way you're about to drop this one, and then you have your choice. No, you have to do the next one to the right as well. That will get rid of
Yeah,
the bottom one in column 5 as well.
yeah. You're
If
right.
you Alternatively, if you go left, right, and then vertical, what Influx calls a lotus clear, then instead of the second one in 5, you'll get rid of the top one in
Uh,
2.
yeah, that's right. Like there are so many ways to do this, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't see any of it. I just see lots of blue and try to do anything.
That is
But yeah,
years
I
of
mean,
play and commentary,
yeah,
and the fact that it's sitting right in front of me. Otherwise, I don't know how much of that I see live. I did notice, like when we were just having it play at full speed, I did catch it, and I was like, "Oh, you should have flipped it into 3/4." But past that,
yeah,
I'm not sure which. I probably would have gone into 4/5 just because it's a natural feeling, but at that point, honestly, it doesn't matter which direction you go. You go up, you go right, and it still works. But you're still waiting on a yellow blue.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Like in this moment, I thought there was like a little Adelito like sitting on my shoulder telling me what to do, and it was not a little Adelito. It was just a little idiot, and I was listening.
I don't know that. I don't know that I would call it that bad. In fact, if you set that down, just okay, this will
That double,
still do a
that
lot.
double, yeah. I mean, that looked funny, but like the double blue is now garbage, while it could have been
Hmm.
something useful. It wasn't so bad because I'm lucky, but that play was actually really bad, and it doesn't matter because why would it matter? But yeah, that was just a perfect example of my shortcomings that I can sidestep completely by getting the correct kills.
I don't know if you thinking
And
that
now,
was such a terrible play is more indicative of the play style of our. Oh, oh, you got it. I don't know if that says more about you or about us.
no,
Beautiful.
but I mean, like the completely unnecessary L in the end was, I don't know.
But if it presents itself, you take it. So of course you did.
Yeah, yeah, of course, but I set up for it because I just expected it to come because, yeah, now let's say, like, let's see. Sarge plays out. Like he is at the end of his board at an
I,
8
yeah,
or
I think he
6.
finishes this.
Yes. And this, like his time beats like 90% of my H211 times. Just not this one. The one that counts,
Yeah.
I beat him to it. Okay, I think he could have been even a bit faster there. It doesn't matter.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, okay, but he takes a. Yeah, I wouldn't have done it differently, but didn't matter. 8, 36. That's. I usually don't get that. That would have beat my round 1 time. Like an amazing time by Sarge.
Yeah.
Just like my time was so stupid lucky and good that it didn't help him, which is sad because I decided I would have been the correct thing here. But yeah, I mean,
you get good boards, but then you have to play the good boards. So
yeah, that's right.
that was good stuff. I think a lot of players don't get those times with those boards. I think again you sell yourself a little short, but you're definitely making your progress. There's the horizontal thing which you're working on. This is good play. I like seeing what I'm seeing, and whenever I start going around for a second round of players, then I won't want to miss your first gold championship when you're winning the whole thing. So it's
Yeah, that's nice of you to say, but I mean, with SB joining this year, I kind of abandoned hope for like newcomer of the year. Maybe you could have like a prettiest mustache of the year or something, and
SB is
I'm gonna have.
definitely she's definitely somebody to keep an eye out on. I will agree with that, but
Yeah.
I think play like this is it's going to take you somewhere with this tournament.
Yes. And I mean, the thing is, like, I am not even that keen on success. I mean, I love success and all that, but like playing with you guys and just playing this game is so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like playing for years on end and just losing in round 1 in gold will make me extremely happy.
I mean, that's just the way of things, I think. And I'm just checking something. I think you are the first mainland European to win the tournament. I just
Nice.
double checked. Nestonk was the only other person I thought might have, and he does not have any tournament wins. So congratulations on that. That is that's something to say.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Yeah, that
And
was
yeah,
a
go
lot of
ahead.
fun, and thank you much for doing this. I didn't even know this podcast existed. I watched Ibar and Lava so far. It was a lot of fun.
Cool, cool.
Forward to going through the other episodes.
Well, I want to say a big thank you to T. Polman for being my guest today. You've been a blast, and I always, whenever we've got these silvers, think that oh, it's just 2 matches, it won't take that long, and we always find a way to talk about so much. I can't wait to turn these into Spotify podcasts, which, if you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube, those are slowly making their way out. If you're watching on Twitch, the Ibar one will be released before the end of tomorrow, probably sometime tonight. And all of these streams are available on YouTube as well. If you don't get to catch them in the Twitch live or in the VODs. So, there's always a way to catch all of these interviews. And I think this is one of my favorite things about the tournament right now is getting to talk with all of you guys. So thank you again, Pullman, for being here. Anything else you want to throw out before we call it a night?
Yes, like if there is anyone listening to this who is not playing in bracket already. Losing round one is so much fun, like so much better than just watching. So please just come in, just play the game with us. It's an amazing game. Even just being there, part of it, is a lot of fun. So please all join, even if you just started playing yesterday. Yeah, it's gonna come together. And even if it isn't, being there with us and playing it is amazing. I hope you all join us.
Absolutely hard agree. All right, well, that is going to do it for us for this evening. Again, big thanks to my guest, T. Pullman. You can check him out on his Twitch site or Twitch page. You can always catch the DRMC at twitch.tv/thedrmc. Till next time, as always, be good, be safe, be happy. We'll catch you next time.